It's Monday. You know what that means. It's me. It's Michael B. And I got a really fun show planned tonight. Of course, the main topic is AtGames Legends Pinball 4K. I figured it was a good time to talk about it because most of the tables that were announced or machines that were announced are now either out in the public or on their way to the public. So it's a good time to look back at what has been the biggest news in gaming for the last couple of months, talk about what we think of the machines, talk about what we think of the games and game packs that are already available, plus the ones that's announced, and then we'll get into a little bit of fun stuff and talk about what we would like to see them do in the future. Don't worry, you Arcade 1-Up, New Wave Toys, Quarter Arcades people, we'll cover all the news. It's just the main topic is AtGames. Don't be mad. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Anyways, I've got an awesome guest here with me tonight, one of my favorite people in the community, and I'm so super excited to hang out with him. Can't wait to share this show with you. This is Chillin' Chat with Michael B. What the hell's my intro? Ladies and gentlemen, the man with the plan, Shotgun Sean. What's happening, brother?
It's me. It's Shotgun Shawnee. What's going
Double
on,
S.
man?
Double S.
Yes. What's happening, man? Good to be here.
You have like one of the coolest looking backdrops in this whole home arcade space, I think, with all the posters, shit all over, not just the wall, but the ceiling and everything.
Everywhere,
you got your arcades
dude.
back there, man. You are good to go.
Everywhere. I try to cover the whole house up with posters, man. The front, my front room here, my upstairs, everything. Whenever I could get like a movie poster or a video game music, I pop it up there and yeah, just covering these walls.
So Sean is one of the hosts of one of my favorite shows. I try to get there every Tuesday. I'm a busy dude, man. I got little kids. I got a lot of stuff going on,
yeah.
but I always try to pop in at least once to mainly see how many hours they're going to be on for that night. But Sean, why don't you tell everybody?
Keep it too, man. We're trying to keep it now to like 2 or less. But yeah, we had a 5-hour show the one time. Yeah, dude.
Why don't you tell everybody about your show, what night you're on, and what you do?
Yeah, well, I'm Shotgun Sean. I'm the co-host of That Gaming Show, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on Rascals Gaming and Guitar Gear. I had to think of the name because he changed it to a little guitar.
Why do you do that?
He loves guitars and he wanted to talk about them, and he did some shorts and people found interest in it. And he's like, geez, man, with the channel, maybe we could do gaming and guitar. And I'm like, for me, I don't know much about guitars. Don't involve me in that. If you want to do another show, you can. And he's thinking about it, though. He might do that guitar show on the channel, which would be interesting. So, but yeah, Tuesdays, 9 p.m. on Rascals Gaming and Guitar Gear. Tomorrow, there is going to be a huge giveaway. With from our 1,000 subs, man. We got a lot of donations. It's going to be a great time. So subscribe and join the chat and win some stuff.
Yeah, you've got one of the coolest communities ever. You've got like Retro Lizard pops in. He's always throwing up like stuff to give away. You guys are always giving away stuff. I know my moderator here, Jason Little Alien, one of the kindest people in the community as well. He's always popping in, throwing up stuff to give away. So on top of it just being a good, really relaxed time, talking about gaming, no bullshit. There's also giveaways and stuff. Guys, just go hang out there. It's a really fun time,
man. Yep.
Yeah.
You can get your news everywhere. I mean, you get your news elsewhere and just hang with us. That's pretty much how we see it.
Awesome, man. Well, anyways, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Yeah,
There's
thanks for inviting me.
A couple of reasons I wanted to have you on. One of which was I wanted to talk about AtGames, and I was thinking, who's a good person to bring on the show and talk about AtGames with me that actually has a machine? Because I can't have the full conversation because I still don't have my ALP. My ALP 4K, it got delayed because there was some kind of mix-up with distribution. So now I'm waiting for either the distributor to get more in, or the brick is trying to find stock in Quebec and ship it to me. So
wow.
I still can't give you hands-on experience with it.
Man.
So yeah, it is what it is. I can't complain.
Terrible. It's terrible news. You need that, man. It's a good time.
I know. I live on an island, a little tiny island off the coast of Canada, where we didn't see the eclipse today because there was a snowstorm last night. There was like 2 feet of snow in my driveway when I woke up this morning.
That's crazy.
Happy April. I had to break out the snowblower.
That's nuts.
Yeah, wild. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about the ALP mostly. I wanted to get started and talk about this because this has been the biggest real gaming news we've had in the last year. Like, this is a bit of a bummer time in the home arcade community. I mean, like, Arcade One Up, they really got a lot of us interested in this stuff, but they're not doing much. They're not doing much right now. They're in a bit of a transition period. They changed over management, and a lot of the stuff they're doing is exciting for new people coming to the community, but not necessarily us that have been around forever. Because how many times we're going to see Golden Team be like, oh, I got to get another one.
Yep. No, thanks, man. It's no, I don't want to. I'm not going to keep buying into them. Going from deluxe then to XL. Oh, I need a break from them for a little bit. But I mean, yeah, I do. I really do. I want to see something great come from One Up, man. That I'm going to be excited for.
It's not me. It's you.
I know. Yeah.
Just why don't we see other people? I'm going to see what else is out there in the home arcade community, and maybe some way down the line we'll find each other again.
Yes. Yes.
So you've been, I know did you get rid of some of your Arcade One-Ups or did you model?
I didn't, man. And I didn't model them either. I had the Mortal Kombat before the Deluxe. So I had the Mortal Kombat 2.
The original.
I got rid of that one when I got the Deluxe. And then same with the Street Fighter 2. Like I had the Street Fighter 2, the collector's edition from a while ago. And I got rid of that one. And I got the Deluxe for that. And that was pretty much it, man. I got rid of those two. Still got my Turtles. My Final Fight Gen 1 I still have over there. Yeah. Speaker in the deck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but it's fun, man. It's easy to go ahead and go on another machine and play that game. But for some reason, I love the look of that. I love the look of it. I don't want to do anything with it. And I want to keep it here. And same with the Marvel superheroes. I love Marvel superheroes. So I got that, that collector's the yellow trim there. I love that one, man. But and Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct is my favorite one, and I got that for a great price. I got that for $2.99, and that was a steal, dude. I didn't want to get it. I have the arcade machine right here of KI2 from the arcade, and I had no reason to buy a Killer Instinct One-Up, but I did want to see how it was playing with the community, playing some online games, and it is really my favorite One-Up, man.
Yeah, the online stuff is actually one of the things they do. Now I got to be careful because it's not all sunshine and roses. Obviously, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 still doesn't work great. Mortal Kombat, in my opinion, doesn't work great. But like the online aspect, it's something like you play that KI2 machine in your house, and sure, you can have somebody over, but it doesn't still give you that feeling of being in the arcade and then someone just randomly coming up and challenging you. Mm-hmm. And you could be there playing along, playing against the PC, and next this wizard comes up and kicks your ass. Yep. Like, holy shit, man, I got to go back and fight him again. That's the cool thing about what online does. Like AtGames, they've got that coming with Killer Instinct 2 with their new machine. Hopefully that works really good. I really hope the emulation of Killer Instinct's really good. I don't know anybody that can do it outside of Code Mystics. So I don't know who they used. Hopefully it's Code Mystics or they used somebody good to get Killer Instinct running. That's all I got to say.
I can't wait to see how it's going to look, man. It's one of my favorite games. So definitely can't wait to see it.
So you do have a Killer Instinct One-Up. So maybe me and you can play some Killer Instinct against each other. I got the Pro.
Hell yeah.
Or what about some Battletoads? You like Battletoads?
I like Battletoads too. Hell yeah.
Dope.
But dude, what was it? I think I wanted to play an online game with you a long time ago, but we just never got to it. So now's a good time to go ahead and do that, man. So we should definitely meet up on that sometime.
Yep, totally. If I can only find time. I had all of maybe an hour and 15 minutes today to myself to do stuff I wanted to do, and I used it to get my arcade control panel back in my ALPHD, and then set my PC up and get Pin a Popper working again. That's what I used all my free time for today. Life is hard.
It is. It is.
I do have some fun news before we get into this too much. I actually, I probably won't go as late as I normally go because then I keep people on for like an hour afterwards and everything. Because I actually got to wake up like 6:30 tomorrow morning, which is not new because I have like a 2-year-old son. But I got to wake up 6:30 tomorrow morning because I'm actually doing a radio interview here locally tomorrow morning at like 7:20. Local radio station reached out to me. They do a morning show. And they wanted to have me on because, like, I guess the director's husband watches me on YouTube and stuff. Like, he's into the home arcade stuff. So they reached out to me and wanted me to come on talking about being a Newfoundland, YouTuber and stuff like that.
Nice.
So, yeah,
Awesome.
I'm pretty excited. I've had friends who've done it before. I've got a guy named, he goes by John the Odd, and he does like a paranormal podcast. So he's been on it before. So, yeah.
Nice. That's cool, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Radio time. And I haven't had the chat up. I don't know what's going on, guys. If I've missed something, I am so sorry. Just going back. I see all you people here. I'm trying not to shout everybody out because Charlie Chuck gets mad at me when I shout everybody out because it takes too long. So I do see you, and we'll make some time to talk to you guys after the show goes off. Scott P says local celebrity. I don't know about that. I'm always weird about that stuff. Like, I went to a swanky dinner one time with my wife. My wife is more the upper echelon of society. I'm from the wrong side of the tracks. So I'm at this, like, really fancy dinner one night, and I'm feeling, like, super self-conscious because I got anxiety anyways. This guy comes up to me, he taps me. He's like, hey, man, do you do YouTube? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, are you Michael B. the Game Genie? Cool! And I was just like, yeah, awesome, man.
Like, nice to meet you. Okay, bye. You run away. Yeah. Oh, man.
All right, so here we go. AtGames Legends Pinball. This was announced last year, and I was super excited. I know people were questioning price and stuff like that, but I think people forget sometimes what this is. Like, everybody's looking at it, and I guess in our minds, we've got like a price point that we feel comfortable with in home arcade, and usually when it goes outside that, people are like, whoa, that's too expensive, I don't want to pay that. But they don't take time to go back and think about what's actually involved in this. Like, when you compare like what we were getting with this new ALP 4KP compared to what it would take to make one of these on your own and in the pinball space, for a retail product, like, I mean, this was awesome. The upgrade in power in the board, the 4K processor, and now the stuff with the SSF kit. I mean, this is a very luxe, home arcade 4K pinball machine. And, people were still shitting on the price, especially at that introductory price. I think it was $10.99. That's the first price it went out at.
Yep.
I mean, what a friggin' deal, right? Compared to some of the options that were out there.
Yeah, dude, that's what I locked in on. I locked in on that $10.99 price, so I was very, very happy for that. And then that SSF kit, I'm gonna tell you, it's mind blowing. Like, I was gonna skip out on that. I wasn't gonna get the SSF kit. I just said, nah, I'll pass. And Scott was like, I think you should definitely rethink this, man, because it's gonna blow your mind. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll check it out. I'll get it. And I'm so happy I got it, man. Oh my God, night and day. It's incredible. This audio is insane. It's so good.
So it feels a little bit better than just the two exciters up by your hands.
Yes. Yeah, man. This it sounds incredible. And previously I had the HD, and I was gonna go with the whole buy stuff store back box. At that point I was like, the DMD, I don't like how that is on the back glass. I would love to have a separate DMD, and I passed on that for a while, and then all of a sudden when the 4K was being announced, I said, okay, I'm jumping on this. This is what I want from buy stuff. And I don't have any upgrades for my HD. I didn't mod it at all. I didn't do anything to it. So going from the HD to this, man, I seen that as worth it, because at that $10.99 price, and I believe it was $250 or $300 at the time for the pre-installed SSF. So it really wasn't bad at all. I seen it as worth it to me, and I loved the design. I love it being Adam's Family. That was exactly what I wanted, man. I mean, it matches with the house. You know what I mean? The horror games and
because you're kooky and you're spooky, right?
Yes,
altogether rookie.
Yes, but yeah, man, it's a great machine as far as like looking at it. I got to talk a little differently about the gameplay, but visually stunning, man. It's really nice, and I'm glad what they did with the DMD and the bigger back glass. It's definitely improvement.
Yeah, like I think in all seriousness, they do owe Buy Stuff Store a little bit of a tap on the shoulder, because they pretty much laid out what the back box should be. Right?
Yeah.
So they were just like, hey, good stuff, Buy Stuff. We're gonna do it too.
We're gonna do that now. Yeah, but man, it looks great.
Yeah, and that was such the right call too. I mean, like the going back to the original ALP HD. It was the first time we had anything like this, so it was really cool. But at the same time, that marquee that they put up there, Legends Pinball, that lit up, and then you could see it on the display. That was a bit of a detraction.
Yep.
The back glass was really small, especially where you only had a 2-screen display. So when you were bringing in like Pinball FX or Visual Pinball, and then you were doing the DMD on the screen with it, everything was so small. It just wasn't the experience you wanted. Like adding this changed everything for me.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It just made it incredible. This is like a top tier machine.
Yep.
And then of course, you know, I don't know what else to say. I mean, this thing is incredible. The only thing that is a little bit different, I'm like P-dubs, like with Visual Pinball, I mostly play like the older 90s pinball games.
That's what I'm about, man.
So I wanted the big, wide DMD. I know with AtGames, and I know why they did it, they went with a smaller screen. And that's because most of the stuff they're doing, especially with, you know, the new stuff they're doing and all their stuff they're doing with Magic Pixel and stuff like that, has that more of that 4x3 screen, but, or, you know, 1080, 16:9 screen. It would have been nice to see that retro thing there too, especially with Pinball FX coming in.
And it's going to be nice, man. Once you get your 4K, I would love to see your opinion on that back box compared to the 4K. So that would be nice also to see a comparison of that, because mostly you just see the HD and you see the 4K comparisons, but I would like to see a buy stuff back box difference.
Oh, I gotta write this down in my notes, Shotgun. This is a really good idea.
There you go. I'll message you afterwards to tell you all the things I said.
huge thank you here to Jason Little Alien, best moderator in the business. Gifted 10 memberships to the Illuminati.
Great guy.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for joining my Game Genie membership thing. I don't take this stuff very seriously, so I think I originally called it the Only Flans, and then I changed it to the Game Genie Illuminati. At some point, I'm going to get serious and come up with a real name for my membership, Sean. I can't. I have a hard time being serious about this stuff.
It's tough, man. It's tough to think about.
Yeah. So the original machine came out, Addams Family. I remember I looked at it at the time and I said, yeah, this best looking machine they've ever done. But I was a little disappointed that it wasn't an exact recreation.
I hear you.
And I did a couple videos on it saying, why didn't you just do the original table? I actually got some feedback from PK, lucky enough to have a communication line with him. And he was very open about it. He was like, yeah, that's the license holder. Not Zen, not AtGames, but the actual license holder for AtGames. This stuff happens, man. It's a, how many year old property. I mean, this was on TV back in black and white. Sometimes they're going to want to update how their product looks, how they want it to be displayed. So that's why Zen had the new art for it in all their work, and that's why it's on the table or on the machine that way. So I know people are saying, why didn't you do the original machine? But that's why.
That's and a lot of people don't understand licensing. Same with me, man. Like there was a lot to really look into of how this all works, and like I was clueless a while ago about it, and now it's just like it's not as easy as, hey, change this. Why didn't they go with this? It's an easy little change. Just bring it up, and that's not what they want. They want it to look like this. It might even be the same way. I don't know. It might be the same way with how the Killer Instinct 2 art looks on the ALU 4K when that comes out. Maybe there's something that they can't change there due to licensing issues, but it all comes down to that. It's not simple. It's not easy.
It's like the Killer Instinct logo itself. If you look, it's that new logo. It's not the original logo, right? And that plays exactly into that. That's how Microsoft wants the branding to look, I guess, right?
So you might want to look at, might have your feedback and suggestions, but it all comes up to the licensing.
So Biggie Fry says, I actually like the AF art better on the ALP 4KP. Yeah, 4K LP. I don't know what he's saying there. 4KP, I guess he means. Yeah. So a lot of people like the art. And let's, call a spade a spade. This was the best looking product AtGames put out there to date. Like, it's really nice looking. It might not be original, but it's beautiful.
Yep, I love the look of it. I like and I'm very thankful they did not put the, like you said, the light up marquee in the front there with that, with we don't need that. We don't need all that stuff, and that would have just made it look horrible. So it's nice that that's dim, and then you could just the topper, you could even turn that on and off if you want, so you won't have all that glare on the screen. So yeah, man, but it just looks great. It's fantastic, and it's tall. So don't put if you have to go through a door and you put your topper on, moving that pinball, do it. Make sure that's off. Yeah, dude, I had to take my sign down and everything. I didn't put it back, but
look at that.
It didn't even fit the top. I built it in here, and it couldn't get in through the door, so had to take that topper off.
Do you know who Wagner Wagner's Tech Talk is? Yeah, I'll never forget his video when he actually got his, and he was putting the top around, and you got to see how tall Wagner actually was, and you were like, oh my God, Wagner.
I forget, it might have been your, I think it was on your, was it your show? I forget, someone showed a
Super
clip.
Game Room Dudes, I think.
Okay, yeah, I remember you guys showing that. That was great.
Yeah. So then going on from there, there was a little bit of a problem. Like when it came out, they put out some images first, and there was a lot of feedback from the community. People were upset because of the coin door being off-centered for the builder's plate, other things like that. And I mean, that was pretty much the production unit that was ready. That's what went to the Chicago Pinball Expo, and people were like flipping out. How cool is it that AtGames and the development team, because I did hear a little bit about this, figured out that they can make changes at like the 11th hour, get that fixed, and then the machine came out with those fixes in place. They listened to the community, so
I'm glad that they did take that in consideration. And I mean, the coin door looks great now. You know, I think now that if I look like a before and after, I would have hated how that looked before if that wasn't changed. So I'm glad they made a few changes to that. It looks great.
I know why they did it. They were really dead set on that builder's plate. Like, it was very important. They loved the idea of it, but I mean, just for the coin door to be off centered and then the buttons to still be like centered above it, I was just like, that's going to drive me nuts.
Yep. So I'm glad they changed that, and I highly recommend, because I mean, it already looks great, but to make it even look better, man, that Buy Stuff store, the decal, the sticker that you could put on your arcade deck or just like the D-pad, oh, it looks incredible. It looks great. It matches everything around it perfectly, man. It's really nice art to put on there.
So I always wondered, why didn't you just leave that part black? Like, why put the Legends 4K or whatever on it? I mean, just leave it black.
Yeah, but you know, it has to be logos all over. I'm glad.
It's not like a podcast where, you know, you're just sitting there and like there's dead space you got to worry about it. Sometimes dead space on a product, totally cool. You don't need to make it
especially
too busy.
That.
Right?
Yeah, I agree, man. Definitely.
So we go from there. Then they start announcing other products. They come out, I think the very next announcement after that was, they said, yeah, we're going to do these two collector's editions. We're going to do a Dinosaur Dynasty and a Snoopy. And you're looking at them and you're like, not the direction I thought I was going to go in. But again, two great looking products. I mean, Snoopy looked fantastic. Like that yellow, I don't know what it is.
I agree.
Like it's a family friendly game. This is something that I think would do really well at retail. Like if they put in stores, like, you know, say I'm the husband and I've got a difficult wife, and just hypothetically, I go into like Nebraska Furniture Mart, say it's available there, and then I see that Snoopy product, and I'm like, hey, honey, I would love to get this pinball machine. Then you could throw it on there and be like, you know, kids love Snoopy. It's something family friendly and stuff like that. So maybe that's a tie-in. And it does look pretty good. I know. I'd be interested to find out how many they actually sold. I've been trying to watch the builder's plates to see how many are out there, but there's Snoopy. Dinosaur Dynasty, bit of a weird choice. Like, it does look good. I know they're going for the family aspect again then, but how many do you think they sold a Dinosaur Dynasty?
Oh, I think that's what made their least sold, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what I think. I could definitely see a Snoopy being a better seller than Dinosaur Dynasty. But of course, Adam's Family I could see being the top.
It has to be. We'll get into that in a minute. Has to be.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I didn't see anything great about the Dinosaur Dynasty design. I didn't like it. I mean, I don't know. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. But Snoopy looks great. Snoopy looks fantastic, and an awesome topper on that too.
I think one of the reasons they went with Dinosaur Dynasty is they look at their own data on what's played from their community and what's sold on their community. They're very proud of their relationship with Magic Pixel and the games they've made. They wanted to do something that might have been the highest on their list, so they said, let's try it. Plus, dinosaurs, something kids love, so they went with it. I don't think it really matters. Like, if anybody's thinking like, oh man, they probably only sold like, even if they only sold 50 Dinosaur Dynasty, I don't think it really matters. I don't think they made 5,000 specific Dinosaur Dynasty caps. You got to remember, the way AtGames does this and the way it's done is actually super smart. All they got to do is they just got to pre-print a bunch of skins, skin a machine. The only thing that's really different is what's on the builder's plate, which I'm sure you can etch in after the fact. and the topper. I mean, the machine itself doesn't change from machine to machine.
Mhm.
So they're just making, they make 10,000 machines. They can skin it whatever way they
Yep,
want. So
that's right.
there's no harm in coming out with another theme other than the extra expense of building the topper. So I'm not too concerned about that. From there, they did another really popular theme for fans. I was super confused by this. Star Trek. And when it was announced, I was at a convention for work. I never got a chance to follow anything else from YouTube that day. So I just get the announcement on my phone while I'm at the convention, Spinal Cord Injury Convention. I look at it, and I was like, oh man, they're doing Star Trek. Oh no. Why did they have J.J. Abrams' art on
Oh,
Star Trek The Next Generation? But I never got the update earlier that day about, these new original tables coming out from the Star Trek universe. So that's the first piece that didn't make sense. Also, if you go back to the original announcement, if you take a look at the table they actually showed, the actual playfield, the playfield was the Stern 2000, I think it's 2012 Star Trek table, the VPX version. So
wow.
there was so much confusion about that announcement. They were like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, is this Star Trek Next Generation? Did they get the license to do Stern games? What's going on here? So many confusing things. When it all settled out, you're just like, oh, okay, they're just doing a Star Trek theme on these new original tables by Zen. That makes sense. And, it's not my cup of tea. If I want Star Trek, I'm sticking the mud. I want a Star Trek Next Generation table, but of course with the new tables and Star Trek wants to promote their most recent stuff. They're still apparently making another Kelvin movie at some point, right?
I'm a Star Wars man. Star Trek. I mean, I could watch it, but I was never really a big Star Trek guy. I was big into Star Wars. But man,
I'm
I'm
a
happy for people
Battlestar
who are.
Galactica guy with the Xylons. Xylons. Oh, Cylons. I gotta say it correctly, or everybody else will eviscerate me in the comments because I forgot that it's Xylons and Cylons instead of Xylons. Okay. Sorry, guys. I watched it like 15 years ago.
It's a long time. You're excused.
So
MG
Star
with
Trek.
the love. Thanks, MG. I gotta say cheers to MG. He's being nice to me tonight.
Snoopy, we all know and love. Yeah, Snoopy. Snoopy is a popular table. It just looks good too. It's happy. There we go. I don't know. I was a Star Wars fan at one point, back for the first 3 movies. But
Then
after
that,
that, man,
nothing. Yeah.
yeah, it hasn't been a good run after that. I mean,
Gotcha.
Mandalorian was pretty good, I guess. Anyways, yeah, can't be a big Battlestar fan if you mispronounce Cylons.
Sticky fries.
Let me clarify. I never said I'm a big Battlestar fan. I don't have a tattoo. I watched the show 15 years ago and really liked it. I was a big fan of the show 15 years ago.
Port of Dream. Let's cut Mike some slack. He can't pronounce Mars like a human being. That's sad.
True. That's
Hey,
true, guys.
I know.
So then, last but not least, me, shitting on so much stuff about like not being an original table, not being an original table. I know I'm probably the only one preaching this because it's something I want personally. They finally come out and they do an original Williams table. They announce Attack from Mars, and goddamn, that's beautiful, man. Like everything about it, like the table, the topper, everything is just gorgeous. So from looks, we've got 5 really, really cool options if you wanted to jump in on the ALP. So, Sean, all these options are out there. What one do you think sold the most and why?
Adam's Family, man. That was that's the number one. That's the one that came out first. So I just think, especially at that price, I mean, there was a lot of
There you go.
10.99, man. That's why people jumped on it. They weren't going to wait for a 14.99 cab down the line with the possibility of maybe their theme will come out. So that's why that's why I'm happy with the Adams Family, man. But who knows? If it was like Snoopy for 10.99. I mean, I like Snoopy. I like the table, but I wouldn't go for that theme specifically, and I would actually say I'm gonna wait, like maybe and see what else comes out. But if you like Adam's Family and for that price of $10.99, a lot of people jumped on that, I feel.
So I think the 2 main factors because Adam's Family by far is, I don't know how many tables total have sold yet and shipped, but I asked PK earlier because I sent him a message and I said, how's, Attack from Mars doing? And it was very clear. Adam's Family is the champion right now from the AtGames side. That's the one that sold the most. And I think there's two main factors that go into that. It's that initial price and initial excitement, FOMO, of being the first 4K table available at $10.99, and the timing that you were going to be able to get that one before anything else. So you might have seen a theme later on that you wanted, like Attack from Mars, but are you really going to change over and get Attack from Mars when you can wait? Or do you have to wait to do that? Or do you want the first one that's going to come out in January instead of waiting until April to get it?
Yep.
So I think those two factors are why Adam's Family is the most popular, but it looks really good too. I don't know if art's really that important to everybody. I've got a a poll up here asking, are you getting an AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP? So far,
I've seen that. Yeah, that was a good poll.
122 votes. 33% of people said, I've already bought one. 36% said, I know I'm not interested. 17% said waiting for a specific theme. 15% waited for a retail option. So all those people saying waiting for a specific theme, if you were going to wait for a specific theme, does price matter? And it seems like it does in this case. It seems like price does matter. I would love, an Indiana Jones table or a Back to the Future table. Well, it's going to be $14.99.
Yeah.
You know what? Adam's Family's fine. I think I'll just stick with Adam's.
And the higher SSF price. I mean, you have to think the SSF was a lower price then when Adam's Family was announced. And then if you're going to get it now, you're going to be paying a much more price for that. I think it was like, what? Is it $500 for the SSF, I believe?
Yeah. Papa Brad's got a good comment here. Adam's Family has great brand appeal. 100%. It was the top selling pinball machine of all time, which he also mentions down there. So on top of that, I mean, it's also the Adam's Family. That's a strong title, strong license. Also has the Zen tie-in, so good stuff there.
And like you were saying, man, with these 90s tables, that was one of my favorite games to play in the arcade. I played a lot of Adam's Family pinball. It was always Adam's Family, Jurassic Park, and Twilight Zone. I remember those three being together at an arcade, and I would just play those three, and I loved the hell out of them. So I was very happy, with my purchase that it was the Adam's Family.
Pitbull says Adams is not a deep table. Once you beat it, not much to go back to and play. But see, Pitbull, you're assuming that people here are really good. Most of us are just casuals, man, banging the ball around. Probably none of us are ever going to finish it.
That will never happen. No, I can't even make the leaderboard, man. So
yeah. So that's where we get to here. We've got 5 options right now for the ALP 4KP. They all came out. They all look great. They changed things. They changed the art for people. They changed the toppers. Toppers look good. Very happy. Peter Griffin. People have been receiving damaged pinballs from AtGames. Yes, unfortunately, that has been happening. I don't know if it's happening so much with the most recent releases. It doesn't seem like it.
I have not seen many people saying that they've received damaged units.
I think that was with the first order, and I think there's more going on behind the scenes that we don't know everything about, because I know AtGames was up against it because of the Chinese New Year to get them over here in time. So I know they paid a ton of money to actually airship these instead of on the boat to make sure they got over to people.
Nice.
And whatever happened in that experience, I think they got banged up, which sucks too, because, if you look into it, I had Rob Kessel on the show, and he had just got his Adam's Family. And in his video and everybody's video, everybody talks about the packaging's incredible. The packaging's amazing. So I don't know what the hell's happening. It's got good packaging. I don't know.
Came off that FedEx truck, and that lady had such a hard time, and I felt so bad because I didn't know, it was even, I didn't know who the hell was even bringing it. I just seen it on my camera when it was delivered, and that was it. But man, the way she kept tossing the box over and over and over again, I was like, oh my god, this is going to arrive and it's going to be horrible. It's going to be damaged. That's it. But man, not a scratch. It was perfect. I lucked out, and it sucks that a lot of people were receiving some damaged units, and hopefully that's fixed up.
packaging was great in Wagner's opinion. Yeah, I watched Wagner's
No
video
problem.
too. I still don't have it, so I can't compare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will say in our AtGames Canadian fan page, someone did post that they just ordered a Snoopy, and you can't buy those here in Canada. So what they did was they ordered one from the U.S. Then they went and picked it up at a U.S. location and brought it back over the border. Unfortunately, like that did have some damage, but really that's the only one. Like it's mostly been Adam's family from the initial run that showed up with damage. Other than that Snoopy, I haven't seen a ton afterwards. But
Good.
yeah, I mean,
Do you have
Derek
Kahlua
Realm
in your
Gaming says,
coffee?
"Do I have Kahlua in my coffee?" No, man, I don't. I actually don't drink when I'm home. Like if I go to a convention. But when I'm home, I don't. And I've said this a couple times. I got little kids, man. I'm not going to drink. I don't want to be that parent that's like, sorry, Johnny. I know you fell out of the bunk, but I can't drive you to the hospital because I had a couple beers for no reason.
Yeah.
So love having a couple drinks, love being social, but
Hey,
it's got to be the right
I'm
situation.
a water guy tonight. I'm having water tonight, man. I was
God bless
WrestleMania
you,
it up,
Sean.
dude. WrestleMania.
Yeah, Papa Brad knows he wanted Snoopy so bad he snuggled him into the country. Yeah, it's a female, and I think she's talking to AtGames now. Hopefully, they can get that fixed. So, but like all the Canadian shipments in the Canadian group, everything that came in with, because we only have Adam's family here, nothing yet. I've seen no reports of damage units here in Canada. So,
Good.
so far so good. So,
Awesome, man.
hopefully, whatever was going on with the units going out, with like the damage on the box and all that stuff, the damage on the machines. Hopefully they figured that out. Unfortunately, one of those things, AtGames went above and beyond to try to get the machines to you, and unfortunately they paid for it, right? But I've always seen AtGames take care of anybody that did have a damaged unit. I've heard some people actually have like brand new machines sent out to them for a small thing, right?
That's great, man. That's great to hear.
Yeah. So, anyways, that stuff's out. Everything looks good. There's been
Yeah.
some damage. Now let's talk about the games, because this is the exciting part. AtGames have won pinball. There's no chance of anybody else coming back into this space, really doing anything. You think about it, they have everything. I mean, they already had Gottlieb, which, they came above and beyond what Toy Shock did with their pinball.
Yes.
They, of course, already, they went and got Magic Pixel Zachariah, which killed Well Played Pinball. I think Well Played only sold one machine and gave out one review unit. So Cool Toy had a review unit, and Peanut was about the only machine.
Oh man, only one. Wow.
No, that's a joke.
I
just
dude,
keep making fun of P-Dubs.
I honestly would have thought that. I would have believed it because there really wasn't much. There was no advertising on this or anything, man. It was a disappointment. So I would believe one unit was sold.
I don't know much about Well Played, like as a company. I think they're mainly a toy company, and that's how Cool Toy knew them, because Cool Toy did reviews on their toys already. So I think that's how they made the connection to the pinball. And P-Dubs is just like, hey, I got to buy this. The community needs to see it. So yeah, he picked it up mainly for the experience. I don't have that will of P-Dubs, because I have a very unique opportunity to be like one of the only people to buy an iconic arcade and review it. But I'm not P-Dubs.
Yeah.
I'm not putting myself through that torture.
Barely played. Jason said it right. Barely played.
Yeah. Galaga guy says, "Is that the Shotgun Sean?"
Hey,
Yes,
man,
it's
me.
the
What's up,
Shotgun
buddy?
Sean, Galaga.
What up, Galaga guy?
Yeah, and then of course we've also got the other option. Let's not even talk about the first party games. We don't forget that. I mean, you can just plug a PC into this thing, and then it becomes like the coolest shit in the entire world. Don't forget that, right?
That's what I needed. I need to do that yet. I need to do that.
What? What are you doing, dude, man? What are you doing with your life?
I know. All my money is going to other stuff, and it needs to go.
You gotta stop spending for a while. I did this. I made a. It was two Christmases in a row. I get a little tiny bit of cash at Christmas time, and then I always decide what I'm going to do. So one year I bought like a dedicated gaming PC just for my ALP. The next year I bought the Buy Stuff Back box. So every year I made an investment into building it up. And
Nice.
just when I got this back box, they announced the 4K, and I was like, son of a bitch.
Oh man, this is terrible. That's my problem though, man. It's like, I don't know. I want to go OTG. Then I'm like, I look at PCs and I see a price and I'm like, oh, that's a great price. I should get it now. And then someone else says, oh no, wait, this video card is going to be able to do this. Buy this instead and wait for this. It's like, as I keep waiting, I'm just buying other stuff here and there. And I'm just like, oh, I don't want to put all this money into. I'll put $2,000 into a nice PC,
you don't need to spend
OTG
that
experience
much.
into that. Like I heard like a 4070 GeForce is what you're gonna want for a 4K ALP, right?
No, that's overkill, man.
You think?
Yeah. I don't
Like
know
for
if you need to go
like
that
the
high.
most demanding tables though, like for like the newest stuff, you think it's gonna
I
be good?
have no idea. Like I've got a 3060, I think, in this, and 3060 in this PC that I've got on there, and I haven't had any issue running anything yet. Yeah, but that's in HD. I haven't tried 4K yet.
True.
Yeah,
I want to get like Guns N' Roses and stuff, man. Like I want to play that on there. And
which one? The Davies Guns N' Roses? Oh, the newest one.
Yeah.
Is that available on VPX?
I don't
know.
I think I've seen it on there. I see so much on.
There's a lot of community. There's a lot of community like original tables too that are really good too. So, there's a He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. You're gonna want to play that.
I'm gonna play them all. 3060 or 3070. That's what Bill's Retro even says.
Yeah, should be able to
maybe
get
I
away
should
with a
just put it in
3060,
there.
3070.
Papa Brad says 4K needs insane power. So
I don't know. I'm
I
hoping.
would be new to the OTG, man, but hopefully you don't got to upgrade once you get your 4K to something else. Spend more money on that next.
No, I've already spent enough money on PC parts. I upgraded my PC and my, I guess you would call it streaming, and this is what I play like video games on. This is. I don't want to spend any more money, Sean.
I hear you.
I spent enough.
I hear you.
Anyways, so going back to the games, like we've got everything from the Zachariah library, we've got everything from the Gottlieb library, almost everything from the Gottlieb library that Farsight made, and then of course they go out and they get Pinball FX, and it's a dream come true. Like you're gonna be able to play Pinball FX on AtGames. Yes, you can already do it through OTG, but not everybody does OTG. Some people just want the comfort of turning on the machine and playing it.
That's
so
it.
we've
Easy.
got that. And so it's really cool. So far with the pinball packs, been a little bit limited. I got a updated list somewhere. So I know like we've got the games we know about. So Star Trek Next Generation's coming. We know that Attack from Mars, Addams Family, and Snoopy's there. Then we're also going to get the Godzilla games. What else? Sean, do you remember which ones we're going to get?
There was also Twilight Zone, I believe, also in May.
Twilight Zone.
I remember it was Twilight Zone, and it was Kong. And then there was the 2 Star Trek packs, I believe, that's going to be in May. Is it April? Yeah, May. And those are the ones I know about.
Well, in April, I've got the April calendar events. I don't know if I've got the May one yet. Let me just bring this up. I've got the list of games somewhere. I've got so many notifications from companies and stuff. So I'll see if I can find it.
That's nice, Roger. It has a 4070 with 120 hertz OLED. Very nice.
Yeah. So let me just bring this up. This is our calendar event. So this is what we know about this month. So PinballNet is going to be coming out for launch. Attack from Mars and Snoopy, they get dedicated, like it's like a theme on the ALPHD.
You're gonna like that, man. It's like just like an awesome little intro, like maybe like a 10-second intro.
I do like that. Yeah.
That's different with each table, so it's nice.
Yeah. And then let's see, we've got Star Trek, but this is only for the people with the actual Star Trek table that the Next Generation's coming out for. So more stuff coming out in May. Sean, keep people entertained with various things while I see if I can get up like that announcement they put out during, I think it was National Owners Day, about the upcoming pinball tables.
Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm Shotgun Sean.
Regale them with your stories.
Let's see some people here. What are they be saying in the chat? Let's see here. Love the Attack from Mars look. I do too, Galga Guy. I think that looks really good. I've seen some video clips out there showing the art and just how nice it looks on the table. So people will be very happy with the Attack from Mars. And Michael B, I think that's going to go up there, man. I think that will beat even Dinosaur Dynasty. That's going to be probably one of the, maybe number 2 might hit on the charts, I feel, once more of these tables get released, right?
Yeah, I think things are going to change. AtGames data is based on their old HD data, right? So once more and more people get into the ALP 4K landscape and start buying up the 4K tables, I think more of the Zen tables will buy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where the hell is this?
You still can't find it?
See,
Ooh,
we're in
okay.
that Skype chat, but sometimes they don't send everything there. They send a notice out directly in that Facebook group, right?
Rascal even said for 4K and 2 extra screens, you're going to need the 4000 series. 3060 lags on Zen from Juan.
Well, you don't need the 4000 series because there's a bit of a misnomer about that. The important thing is the number afterwards. So, like, you can get a 3060 Ti or a 3060 Ti Super or something like that. Like, you don't need the 40 series so much as you need the 70, 80 Ti's and Supers. That's what you need
Gotcha.
when it comes. And listen, I am a super tech guy now because I did a little bit of research online for about 20 minutes before I bought my 4070. So I know everything, right?
Yes. Dark Realm, you got a question. What's up? Yeah, MG. Oh, good. Yeah.
What's your question?
What's your
I
question?
can't find this information here. I should have had this up and ready, but again, I'm a busy man with kids and shit, you know?
Dark Realm has no question. That was, I don't know.
Screwing with us.
Type
He's
it up.
screwing
Type
with
it
us.
up when you have a question.
So that's everything that's out there right now. Of course, there's the elephant in the room, and you can kind of talk about this right now. One of the ongoing issues has been, the FX games. There's been lag, and some people are really, really upset about it. Other people aren't. I haven't played it yet, so I can't really experience because
Hmm.
there's lag where it's completely unplayable, and most people would say any lag's unplayable. And then there's unplayable. So, Sean, you have it. What's been your experience so far playing like Adam's Family, Snoopy, those games?
So of course, not just to be upgraded with the 4K. When I was buying the ALP 4K, I was wanting this for Adam's Family. Adam's Family is one of my favorites, and I wanted to enjoy the experience on the ALP 4K. And I'll tell you what, man, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful table. It looks great. What they did, it just looks very well. But playing it, there's lag. There's definitely noticeable lag. And here's the thing. Here's one thing I want you to do, Michael B. Is as soon as you get your Adams Family, don't even play Adams Family right off the bat. Play Spooky. So try Spooky first because you're
Yeah.
gonna have a great experience playing that game. And then when you're done with that, even if it's just one table, yep.
Dogs are still downstairs. You gotta get up at a certain time tomorrow.
Yeah. Sorry, my wife likes to come in while I'm not live on air and tell me things. Go
No
ahead.
problem.
You have to get
What's
up.
up? Who had your question, man? Where's your question, Dark
6:30.
Realm?
Okay, what time do you have to leave here?
You still didn't type
don't
it
know.
in, man.
I don't know what
Ooh,
time I'll
good
be
question.
done.
Will
I'll
we
be done when
see
I'm done.
Pinball M table games? Yes.
Like
I
10
hope
to
so.
7.
I would like to see that.
You wanna
AtGames
get
has
up
not
at
talked about it, but
6:45?
PK
Maybe 6:20.
did wink, I know, in a comment a long time ago asking, "Oh, are the Pinball M tables going to hit AtGames?" And PK gave a wink. So
Yeah, Carl will take
I'm
us
leaning
downstairs.
towards yes, because I mean I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that they will turn up, and that would be really cool if they had themes for Pinball M if they were going to release those tables. So just gotta wait and see.
Yes. You're going to see Pinball M. You're
It
going to
would
see
be
everything from Zen.
awesome, dude. It would be
Yeah.
absolutely awesome to see Pinball M, especially tables, dude. Like imagine a Chucky theme, like that would be cool. A nice topper, that would be so cool, dude.
So, Aaron S., I just checked my Twitter feed and I couldn't see it because that's one of the things I wanted to check out. So I don't have it in my messages, my direct messages, unless it's
Ooh,
in the ones I
nice.
have to approve. But like, I did see a ton of stuff here today. This is what I wanted to show people. I also feel bad because, guys, for those of you who tuned in to Super Game Room Dudes on Friday, I know, we didn't get a chance really to talk about the At Game stuff much, so I apologize. I don't know why, but it seems like it's hard to talk about At Game stuff on Super Game Room Dudes lately for some reason. So, anyways, we didn't talk about it, so I did want to show some stuff this past little while. So, here's the stuff from Attack from Mars. A bit of video out right now, so I'm gonna go widescreen with this. I gotta turn this off. But here is actually the Attack from Mars table with Attack from Mars.
That's
playing.
what I've seen, man. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, it's gorgeous. Attack from Mars is one of the coolest pinball machines of all time, and I mean, the outside looks great. The topper is incredible. I think they killed it with the topper.
Yes.
The art on the machine looks great, but you know, the notice did go out that, of course, there again is some flipper lag. AtGames did send out a notification today. Let me just pause that. I'll see if I can find this notification here. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so it doesn't look so crazy on screen, but they put it down here, known issues. There is some noticeable flipper lag in Attack from Mars that is being worked on for a future update to improve. So, I mean, I know people are going to fixate on that. That's been the biggest thing so far, the flipper lag with these. I think this is going to be an ongoing issue until they figure it out. I did hear that the latest update did improve the flipper lag on Addams Family a great deal, Sean.
I'm going to say a little deal.
A little deal, not a great deal.
I don't feel like it's a great deal, man. As I was saying, like when I want you to play the Spooky first, then go to Addams Family, because even just pulling the plunger and sending your ball, dude, you're gonna see a very. It takes a while, dude, for that plunger to hit, and that ruins the experience. And even just putting the ball up on a flipper, you know, you're trying to go ahead and calculate where you want your ball to go, and just having that little bit of lag there, man, ruins it. It's just. Yeah. You cannot have that on these tables, and that's scary when people get this announcement saying there is going to be a lag issue. Because is it as bad as Addams Family? Is it a little better? I mean, because when you play Snoopy, there's definitely a lag, but it's not as bad as Addams Family. But man, if you play Gottlieb, or if you play, you know, the Zachariah packs, if you play anything else and go check out these other tables, you're gonna know. That's where you're gonna really notice it. Like, man, this thing is a lot different than playing the other tables. So it ruins the experience, man. It really does. And I actually played Addams Family before the show, about an hour before the show, and I still had the same experience. I don't feel like it's great to really say that it's fixed to enjoy it, but for what it is, man, I like playing it. But it's not all 100%. It's not the greatest.
Yeah, it's really frustrating too. I know that, especially with Addams Family, from what I understand, has an even more complicated issue than the rest of the Zen tables. There's going to be lag on all the Zen tables, but there's something with Addams Family and the way that it was built, and I don't know. They're working on it. It's frustrating. I get it. Stardust says lag is a big problem for such a high price tag. See, and that's the thing, because people associate price and value with a bunch of different stuff, right? Like some people look at this and be like, oh, I can't believe there's this lag for everything I'm paying for the table. Well, I mean, you're not really paying for, you know, it's an included game, so I get it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you're paying for the machine and what the machine can do and all the components, right? So, I mean, that's what you're paying for. The fact that one of the pieces of software doesn't work, that sucks, but it doesn't, you know, go into the value of the overall machine. It's a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm still enjoying all the other tables, man. That's right. Like I said, I'm happy with Spooky. I love Spooky. Me and you talked about that before, how much we enjoy playing the Spooky table. So that's an enjoyable table, and that's included. So there are tables, man, that people are definitely going to enjoy.
So have you tried turning off like ball trails and animation? Has it improved?
That is off. Yep. No.
So the same sucks, man.
Yeah. So I turned off the trail. I turned off, there's even like, you know, all the extra stuff that could go around on the table. I turned that off. Like Thing's hand will, you know, walk around and do all these things. And Thing actually like holds a golf ball, and when you pull the plunger, it swings, which is really cool. That just made it worse, man. Having all the animations just seemed like it was worse. So when I turned them all off, there was still the lag there. Might be a little difference, but I didn't see anything really drastic, man. It was still broken.
That's a huge bummer. I have confidence they're going to keep working on it.
Yeah.
And I understand people's frustrations. Like if I bought this thing specifically because I wanted to play Addams Family, and then the Addams Family experience isn't everything I hoped it would be, I get it. I get the frustration completely. I have a really hard time talking about this because everybody's like, why in your videos don't you talk about the lag and how bad the experience is? I don't have
Well, you
one.
can't. Yeah,
What do
don't
you
have
want
a
me to
for- yeah.
say? The lag is terrible, or so I've
on
heard,
something
and
you don't
everybody
have-
can
yeah.
go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
There's something you can't even play yourself,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Yeah, you
like-
need to have that experience to talk about it.
That's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting for me to play it and be like, okay, yeah, it's bad. But there's other people I'll be very honest. Even now, like I own a real pinball machine. I play a ton of virtual pinball. Still consider myself to be a super novice. I'm not at the point where I'm going to look at somebody and be like, this is the frames per second it needs to be. That was the big argument.
Yeah, I know nothing about
With the
all that stuff.
4KP when it first came out. It was the fact that it was 60 frames per second instead of 120, and everybody was like completely unplayable.
that.
And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, I have no idea what that means. Like everything for me is feel. And they're like, why aren't you complaining about the 60 frames per second? I was like, because I don't understand. That's not my competency level. Go watch Wagner, man.
Yeah, I knew that.
I can tell you how it
That's
feels.
That's what I did know. It was like I thought you were talking about the lag, like millisecond, this and this. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
that's too much calculation with me, man. Like Wagner put out a video and put out all these stats, and I'm like, I don't even understand this, so I don't know what it all means. I know it's getting fixed, it's being looked into, but I know nothing about
that's
the
response
calculations.
time stuff. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like if you go back to Super Game Room Dudes when we originally talked about that, you'll see me look at Nostalgia and be like, hey scientist, what does this mean?
Yeah. So yeah.
Is the 120 response time bad? And he was like, a little, you really want it to be down around 60 frames per second or whatever it is. I can't remember.
Yeah, 60's great.
That's hertz for the refresh rate.
Yeah.
60. That's what we get, and for me, that's okay. But I don't know what the response time is.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that either. No.
Yeah. So there's where we are. Let's take some time to talk about what we want to come out, Sean. So one of the things I want to talk about right now is the machines. We talked about Addams Family being the best seller. Do they really need to come out with... MG, you're a funny dude, man. Lag is like when Michael B, the Game Genie, says a joke, and the time it takes for Nostalgia to get it equals lag. I understand now.
Gotta love MG.
Flipper should be less than 60 milliseconds. There you go. Thank you. From what I understand, like these Zachariah tables are like real quick. Like their flipper response time's even less than that. I think that's down around like 15, 30 or something like that.
Yeah, they're very enjoyable tables. I seen let me see something really quick, man. I want to answer this. Comrade 2K7. What packs you recommend, Sean? Well, right now I highly recommend Gottlieb pack 1 and 3. I'm having a good time with 1 and 3. So check those out. And forget what else I got. Did I get the Grinch? I got the Grinch. Those were good also. I mean, the display itself, man, you're going to absolutely love the display. When you're looking at these tables, you're going to, it's like you put your face right up to it and it's clear.
Did you get taller? We talked about this before the
I
show.
know.
We were off center. What happened?
Dude, I'm just going to be like up here. I got to be like down here, man.
I feel so awkward here. I feel like I'm P-Dubs. I want to P-Dubs. Ladies and gentlemen, P-Dubs here.
There.
No, you go back to normal. I felt a little self-conscious there for a minute.
I try to bend like down here, and nope, not working.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pot invested right now because I spent during the last sale. I didn't buy them during the first sale, which I'm kicking myself on because I got everything for 50% instead of what I paid. But on the last sale, I bought all the pinball packs, even Dinosaur Dynasty, the Natural History pack, which apparently I didn't need, but I bought that too. So I bought all the pinball packs and dropped, I think it's like $570 Canadian.
I seen it. Is that when you? I think I seen you post. Did you post something like that? Oh, that
was
on the tables. Yeah,
I bought all of them. So I'm ready to go when this machine eventually gets here.
Right.
I don't know what my take is on PinballNet yet. I mean, I think it's a good option if you don't want to buy all the tables because you can play what's available. So I don't know. We'll see. PinballNet should be out here in the next couple of...
The 16th, I believe, right?
Yeah, so PinballNet should be here relatively soon. And we'll see what that experience is like. Maybe I didn't need to drop, $600.
Right? All the tables are going to be right there, man. That's it.
Yeah, but this is that's more so this I can play them in offline mode and shit. So whatever.
Yeah, PinballNet will give you a huge part of the library. Yep.
Yeah. So Steve Sale brought this up. Thank you. AtGames email that was sent out. Email. That's where I needed to look. Star Trek on April 17th. Star Trek by Williams, 5:15. Twilight Zone, 5:22. Twilight Zone's such a fun machine, too. You guys are going to love it. Godzilla vs. Kong, 5:29.
I haven't played Godzilla vs. Kong, but of course I've played the Twilight Zone a lot of times, man. And maybe even that would be nice to see if they made a topper and all that for that. That would be really cool. A Twilight Zone table, man.
So very early on in the comments today, I saw my moderator say, and I kind of alluded to it too. I think Twilight Zone is a machine we would all like to see get made. It's like, obviously, I don't know if it'll have the original art or it'll have updated art, but very cool machine, very cool theme. Yes. So for arcade nostalgia people, we want that. But I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't know if AtGames really needs to do anything else. I mean, they put out one, which is their standard Addams Family. That's been the bestseller. Do they need to come out and do more themes? We go back to that poll that was in the chat, and now...
I think was that the 15? No, 15% was the waiting on retail, I think, right?
Yeah, waiting on a retail option. So 19% are saying waiting on a specific theme. So, I mean... I don't know. I don't know if AtGames... I think they've already committed to doing a bunch of other themes.
Yeah,
and again, it's not a huge expense for them because there's no change to the body, the physical makeup of the machine.
Just a reskin and that's it.
Yeah, they don't get to come up with a unique PCB. It's just the reskin and the topper and the plaque. So, I mean, they can still do it. So I think Twilight Zone would be a really good one. We also know they're going to give us a retail update towards the end of the month. I think it's on the 26th. So here's the thing. They've got to come out to retail with the table. We think it's going to be Addams Family. That's the standard. What else do you think they could do at retail, or should they do at retail?
Ooh. Oh, man. I would like them to have the Attack from Mars come out, but man, I don't know. They might even just do Dinosaur Dynasty. Just to give, like you were saying, for kids and all, maybe that will just attract kids. And
I got a different feeling.
Yeah,
and maybe this won't be great for kids, but maybe they'll still do it anyways. What about South Park?
Oh, dude, I would absolutely love South Park.
Right?
I would love South Park.
I mean, how many people are going to buy a South Park?
A lot. It's still on TV. It's still going. Yeah, dude, South Park would be absolutely incredible. I haven't played the ones that were in the arcade. Is that what's out there now?
No. These are Zen original tables. So this is not based on
originals. Okay,
so
gotcha. I love the one in the arcade, man.
Yeah,
that one was an absolute blast.
I'm with you on this, Papa Brad. I'm with you, but I would love to see Back to the Future. Yeah, Back to the Future. Like, there's a bunch that I would love. Twilight Zone, of course. Indiana Jones Pinball Adventure.
Indiana Jones would be a good one.
Back
Definitely
to the Future. Jaws would be smart because Stern just released a real Jaws pinball machine. So,
and they would be able to do that?
Yeah, they can do anything, man. AtGames, they've got the money and the power now, right, to do this. So it's just,
no doubt. Hell yeah.
Is the juice worth the squeeze is the question I'm asking, because they did one Addams Family, and really what they're seeing is it's the price point that matters. So why go out and spend a bunch of money to get a new theme when, all they got to do is really sell it at a cheaper price? I'm just wondering what's going to happen here.
Now I know it's probably, maybe it would go well. I don't know how many Borderlands fans there is out there, man, but I would love to see Borderlands. I would absolutely love to see Borderlands. And with the movie coming out, I don't know, that would have been cool if...
Maybe.
That's...
AtGames isn't Arcade 1-Up. We don't wait for movie tie-ins to release products.
I'm just saying, though, that would help. That would be pretty cool to be like, oh, man, Borderlands Pinball, Borderlands movie. People that haven't played the game, they will see the movie, they think that's cool. Then they get the pinball. But, yeah, man, I love Borderlands, so that would be really cool to see. I would, and I'm just really interested to see all these toppers that come out for all these different tables. It's just really, really cool, man. The Attack from Mars looks great. Like I said, I love how the Snoopy looks. I love how the Addams Family looks. Just whatever they come out with, man. Like the possibilities.
Limitless.
With Pinball limitless. M, just it would be cool to have a cool Chucky topper or Freddy Krueger, dude. Like something with Freddy Krueger as a topper. So many things, dude.
I do think Pinball M's coming, and I think it's very possible we get a Chucky table at some point. I really do. I remember talking to Nostalgia a while back, and like Nostalgia is always like a weird and wacky dude, and like he'll say something that just doesn't make any sense. And he was like, "Do you think people would buy like a Chucky virtual pinball table?" And I was like,
Yes.
"I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Like, did AtGames get like this is back when I think he was still working with AtGames. He was like, I was like, did AtGames get the Chucky license? This is before I knew about Zen, anything
Yeah.
else. I was like, did AtGames get the Chucky license? And then all of a sudden, you know, Zen Pinball announces Pinball Am. They announced the partnership with AtGames. I'm like, it's all coming together.
Yep.
So obviously, Pinball Am is going to come to AtGames at some point.
That would be huge, man. That would be huge for horror fans and just
me.
it would be
I'm
a
a,
great
I'm a
sell.
horror
Yeah,
fan. I love horror.
Just like your intro, man. But yeah, with Kruger there.
Oh yeah, welcome to prime time.
I love that. Yep.
I don't know if people ever see it, if it gets cut off. It actually starts with the end of Army of Darkness. One of the endings.
It's there. It's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always worried people don't see it.
Love it. Oh yeah, love a Chucky table. That's people. Micah Myers. Remember the Halloween pinball? I think I sent you that a while ago, a long time ago, man. When I was like, look at this Halloween pinball, and you loved it. And I forget where that was from.
Oh, and there's a Halloween like visual pinball, but
I think that's what it was. That might have been the one that I
the
showed you.
actual Halloween from Spooky. I love that. I know the machine's not reliable, but
Yeah, Halloween Michael Myers is coming out for Pinball M. Hell yeah.
where are you getting this information, Dark Realm Gaming? I don't know about this.
I believe it. I would 100%. I would definitely believe that. All of them, all the horrors are. Oh yeah, and what someone said about the Omen. Is that the new one? I think they were talking about. I don't know. I missed it. The new Omen pinball table would be badass. I agree, Dark Realm. Hell yeah. I heard that was a really great movie, man. The new one.
The New Omen. I'm a little gun shy. I love horror movies. Like I love horror movies. My favorite thing. But like I love it from a very specific time period. I love horror movies from 1978 to about 1995.
Gotcha.
Everything outside of that is kind of hit and miss for me.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Toxic Avenger.
I don't consider Toxic Avenger to be horror. I don't know why people do. I mean, Toxic Avenger.
I would. I don't know. I would just put it in that category.
It had some gross scenes and stuff like that, but like other than that, Toxie is not horror. I don't know why people consider it to
like
be.
You see Terra Firma before?
Terra Firma.
It's trauma film.
My trauma knowledge outside of Toxie is not so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was good, man. You gotta check that out. Porto Dream loves Toxic Avenger. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're coming out with a beat 'em up game, hey?
Oh, dude.
But it's from Toxic Crusaders, right?
Oh, I seen a comment. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. What was that?
They're coming out with a Toxic Crusaders beat 'em up, modern like 16-bit, like I don't know.
Oh, I think I seen something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm definitely interested in that. Got a feeling Medieval Madness will be announced. That's one I forgot to even think of, man. Medieval Madness was oh, where'd it go? Oh no. Medieval Madness was an absolute blast. So I really think that would be announced. Texas Chainsaw, hell yeah. I could see them doing that too.
I figured out my chair. I was like, why am I so low?
Future
didn't have
Pinball
my
Bloody
chair
Mike
up, that's
edition.
why.
Yeah, that too. Oh yeah, now we're good. Start the show over. Good stuff.
We're supposed to do
There.
a horror movie stream together. I still want to do that. I like my channel. My goal this year is just to do everything I want to talk about. The hard thing is like it's not listening to people. Like I'll do something that I just like doing, and then people are like struggling for content, and I was like, what is wrong with you? Like who broke you? It's my channel. I'll do whatever I want with it. If you don't want,
MG, it did, but for some reason I was cool with it. I mean, you guys here in the chat are here, so I feel fine.
What?
Like blind, he goes blind panic set in then for a minute from NG.
When I left.
For a minute. Like, oh, okay, guys, here we go.
Well, I didn't want to bend over in front of you and have my ass in the screen while I was trying to fix.
That's fine, dude.
No Friday pin yet. Friday's a tough one because if you guys are following along, if you are horror movie fans, the Friday the 13th name and franchise is tied up in all kinds of red tape right now because Sean, not you, Sean, but I'm trying to remember Sean S. Cunningham, the guy who gets the credit for it. him and one of the writers are in like this huge legal battle over who actually owns the rights to the movie. So like I'm still a little bit foggy on how they're doing the new Crystal Lake show on Peacock, which I think is going to be a horrible idea. But like we may never get another Friday the 13th movie because of this legal battle, and it makes it really hard to do like all this merchandise and stuff like that. So interesting to see. I know like Real Pinball, someone talked about a Friday the 13th theme, but I was like, you guys aren't up on your horror movie litigation, obviously.
Yeah, it was some crazy stuff to hear about that. Was it the game?
Game got shut down.
Yeah,
that's a bummer too. I just got the game too. My
Did
friend
you?
bought it for me. He was like, "We can start playing it." 2 days later,
like,
we're shutting down.
Oh man, what was that game? Dead by Daylight. It's like that.
Yeah, it's one of those. There's a Texas Chainsaw now that everybody can play. That's kind of like it too.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, so there's lots of information out there. I think it's safe to say everything we want from Pinball FX, the old stuff, the new stuff. You know what, guys? Probably going to be coming at some point. I don't think we need to worry about it. I think everything will show up. I think once they figure out some of these logistical issues, which are causing this lag issue and stuff like that, that's when the floodgate's going to open. Because right now, I think that's what's slowing the whole process down. That's why we're not seeing more of these game packs. Is right now they're like releasing game packs, and there's something about releasing something, and it's not the level of quality you want. You want to make sure it has that quality before you really get stuff out there. But they do have contractual commitments and stuff like that. I really hope they get it together. And I go back to that poll that I was doing there, where it says 34% right now, which is leading the poll, saying I'm not interested. And I think a lot of the reason for that has been, again, I'll go back to what I said originally. At that price point, most people, even though they understand that this is a premier machine, it does things that the other ones don't do, and comparatively speaking to a product, if you were to piece this together yourself, you probably wouldn't be able to do it. For the price point. There's just a comfort zone of what you're willing to pay. It doesn't matter the quality. It's just, you know what, home arcade, I'm going to spend X amount of dollars. And I think that's the one that kind of caught people off. It was the first that came out at this new pricing strategy now, these new elevated prices at $1,000. So there you go.
Well said, man. Well said.
Juan D says, Miller and Cunningham won the rights to the first Friday the 13th. So the case is over. I need to update myself on the litigation. Thanks, Juan D. I appreciate it. The other thing, too, is I think, honestly, some of the negativity has kind of slowed down and kind of dissuade some viewers. What I would say, again, is watch everybody. Never just watch one review, even if it's someone that's trusted. Like, I think Cool Toy is a pretty trusted person on review. So I'll watch his stuff, and I really appreciate his opinion. But I'm going to go watch a bunch of other reviews, too. I love Evil Genius Entertainment. I watched the video he did on the Gottlieb packs earlier today. And something I really like that Evil Genius says right in the beginning, which is just common sense, but, more people should say it. Like, the clear thing is when you get a product for review, you have to say, hey, I got this product for review. Now there's, official regulations, but there's just like a code of ethics we always had as YouTubers, that if you get something for review, you have to say I got it for review, right? Before we even knew about, like, you have to say it. So what he does is takes it a step further, and I love what he says, because he says, hey, keep in mind, I did get these for review, so you may want to consider go out and watch other people, which is great advice. Always do that.
Definitely.
Like, always watch more than one person's opinion before you decide what it's going to be. So,
that goes the same way with video games, man. You can't just watch like IGN and say, "Oh, this game got a horrible rating. I'm not gonna do it." You have to go ahead and watch all these other ones, because someone might give it. They're saying, example, dude, Rise of the Ronin right now. They're saying how this game looks like a PS3 game. I'm having an absolute blast. Okay, it's not all about the visual. The story's incredible. I'm having an absolute blast with this game. So one person might put it down, another person might absolutely love it, and I love this game.
100%. And the other thing is, just because one person's opinion might be this, that doesn't mean it necessarily matches your opinion, because, graphics aren't everything to me. If I'm playing a game and the graphics are kind of shitty, like, that's not the only thing that matters to me. It's how does the game play, all this other stuff. So there you go. watch as much as you can. Like, go out and watch a bunch of people, watch all that stuff, and form your opinion from that. So
Exactly.
I will say that. But I think, like, some of the negativity in the community, we have a weird community where people are almost afraid sometimes to go against the grain. Like, oh, I'm really interested in this product. But then there's this online wave of negativity saying, no, that one's bad. And you almost don't want to look like an idiot to buy something that other people are saying that's bad and stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm not just talking about AtGames. I'm talking about everything, right?
Everything, yeah.
So, like, I remember, like, we shit on Fast and the Furious a lot because of the way that it was set up through Arcade 1-Up.
Yeah.
And then, like, people were just like, well, I bought it. I really like it. But, like, it was almost like they were nervous to say, I'm having fun with this. Please don't shit on me.
No, I'm always about saying the truth, man. Like I wouldn't hide anything. I'll say exactly how it is. Like I'll talk about the pros and cons. I'm not gonna put everything down as crap. Like I'm not liking some things that Arcade 1-Up is doing right now, but guess what? I'll absolutely say also how much I love some of their products. I'll say right now, Killer Instinct, like I said in the beginning, man, I absolutely love that cab, and
Yeah.
that's my favorite 1-Up. And gonna have your pros and cons, man, and your good and bad products, but just you have to listen to everyone, like you were saying, and not just one person.
So I think a couple of those things have really prevented people. But, guys, feel free to let me know. Tell me here in the comments, that 34% saying, no, I'm not interested. And it's cool if you're not interested.
Yeah.
Say why. Some people are like, I don't really see the need in upgrading over my original ALPHD. Totally fine reason. You tell me, is it the shit with the Zen tables? You can let me know. Another thing that was a little bit of a sticking point for people, which I think is a fair point, unfortunately, AtGames in their system didn't have a way for you to swap over your pre-order. So say, for example, you jumped in on Addams Family, and then like a month later, they announced Attack from Mars, and you're like, oh my God, I want that one. There was no way for you to switch over your pre-order to Attack from Mars without losing your deposit, which really prevented anybody from changing. So for the people saying they aren't going to get it, throw it in the comments. Tell us why.
Yeah, I want to
know
know why too. Yep. Because I still can't believe it was that low of people waiting for themes. I would have thought, like, honestly, someone would be like, "Oh, I'm waiting for this type of cab," and that would be higher. But just bought a Jaws, too broke.
There's a lot of people like that. I know my buddy Nicholas DiOrio. I didn't see him here tonight. He actually canceled his pre-order because he just fell in love with real pinball. And I mean, if you got the cash and ways to do that, yeah, absolutely, fill your boots. If that's the way you want to go. And so Midlife Arcade, I don't blame you. That's a big expense. I'm not going to buy a car next year, get a new car because I bought a pinball machine. That's the same thing.
Pinball Junkies doesn't regret it. Got it at the $10.99 price. Really good deal. Yeah, I 100% agree. 4K is a great upgrade in every way.
I can't wait to actually see what the screen looks like in person. It's different.
And people were
videos
even
stuff,
saying
right?
that, man. People were even saying in the beginning, oh, there's no difference between the HD and 4K. Like, there's a huge difference. Seeing these two next to each other, man, like I said, it's crystal clear. I could put your face right up there, and it looks beautiful. The display is beautiful.
So Jay Pace says, I'd buy virtual pinball if it was a larger form factor, like the XL. Make a virtual pin that's 90% the size of the real pin. Yeah, that's a really good comment. I like that option because, I will say one of my problems with the original ALP HD, I love it, but I always found it to be a little bit short, like the buttons and everything. I was always bent over. Like if you watch some of my live streams when I was going like an hour and stuff, like by the end, my back would be killing me. I'd be like, I need this to be taller. So I did the P-Dubs mod. I got the stern legs, raised it up a little bit, but I was hoping it to be like a little bit taller. And so a bigger form factor, maybe a bigger screen, maybe that's what some people are looking for. 32 inches is still big, but like if you look at most of the builds that people get, like when they buy these upgraded, big expensive builds, usually has like a 40-inch monitor in it. So maybe there it is. Brooklyn Menace makes a good comment. I'm still enjoying my LPHD.
There you go.
That's the thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I know people are concerned that this is going to be a situation where, I'm not going to be able to buy all the new games. Everything AtGames telling me they're still going to support the ALPHD. So, I mean, there's two versions. There's one which is the ALP-HD is going to continue as the more affordable option. That's going to be the Reliant K, and then the ALP4KP is going to be the Mercedes-Benz. So you can go either way. Nothing wrong with
especially people with upgraded back boxes on their HDs.
Oh, yeah.
Man. And then you got OTG. You really, if that's what you're happy with, I mean, hell, that's great. You got yourself a great pinball cab right there.
Juan D says, I'm in the 17% waiting on specific themes. Wish AtGames would put a calendar on new themes planned for this year.
That would be tough. I mean, like I said, that's where there's reasons why there's only a calendar up to this point. We really don't know what the hell's coming out because it could be licensing issues. And I feel like they don't want to be like other companies too, where you might say something, oh, this is going to come out, and then they don't deliver. So I definitely see why they can't probably come out with something for a whole year. People have options. Exactly. Chaotic.
MG. People wanted 1440 at 120 and said 2060 at 60 would be rubbish. I'd rather have the Revolution with 60 hertz, 60 frames per second. Yeah. People are different on that. Like, I had people write me one time and they're like, I don't game on TVs anymore. I have to game on PCs only now because of the refresh rate. I don't get it. I'm finally at the age where I have to wear glasses now when I play like modern games. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why I was so worried about 4K resolution. I couldn't see half the time anyways because I wasn't wearing my glasses.
19K Fox wants a Knight Rider theme. That would be sick.
Ooh, where's 19K Fox? I love that, man.
Waiting
for the Knight Rider theme.
Sick.
It's possible. I don't know if it's really possible. I mean, Knight Rider's an obscure theme. Like, I don't know if AtGames are going to make a Knight Rider theme, but it would be dope. Steve Sale. Yeah, this is what Carl was talking about the other night on Super Game Room, dudes. What I like from my 4K over my HD is not having to sign in multiple times. It helps lower my blood pressure. Yeah. The answer to that, honestly, it's your Wi-Fi connectivity. That's the only reason I have to sign in multiple times is I have a mesh network, and if it pops off one Wi-Fi to the next Wi-Fi or something like that, it'll log me out of my AtGames. So
you just brought up something, man, that I wanted to ask, and I'm going to ask the chat now for anyone who has a ALP 4K. My connection, I don't know what it is. My HD was fine. Everything around my house is fine. But when I'm trying to download something off Wi-Fi, such like downloading new tables, different packs, whatever, my connection goes high. It goes really good, and it drops drastically, and it just slows down, and then it goes very fast again and slows down. I have not had that issue before. Only on the 4K. HD, I did not have an issue with that. So I don't know what's going on.
So, I don't know. Jaster says the HD update keeps you logged in too, but I did the updates and wasn't helping me, man. I think that David G says the only reason that he's not interested in AtGames 4KP is because he owns a Jaw V-Pin. A lot of people have those, at-home V-Pins. Like, did you watch every All of Evil Genius's Entertainment's videos since he got, like, the AtGames? Well,
I definitely should check it out, though.
One of the things he says is, I already have, like, this home built already done. So there's a lot of people out there, like, I know, I can't remember his name now, but there's, like, a big Canadian retro gaming YouTuber, and he bought, like, one of these, 4K at-home pinball machines, and he spent, like, $8K on it, right? So there you go.
Damn.
Pinball.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Chris Grossnickel says, "Shameful this company puts out product that has this many issues." What? They have lag with the Zen games. So if there's more issues, you can tell me about it. I know there was some problems with shipping we talked about, but other than that, let me know.
My biggest issue is the lag. That really is. I mean, yeah. But I don't have anything else. There isn't anything to make me say this is that's a horrible pinball. I'm not like very upset with my purchase at all. I would just, as much as I like the Addams Family, I would like it to play well. But again, there's tons more tables on there to enjoy, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
I think really for people though, like I get it. Like if you buy an Addams Family table
for that,
you want to play Addams Family, right? Yeah. So I get it. Gaming for God, nice to see you. Gaming for God, I got connected with this guy last week. He came on when I had Sheline on the show. We talked on Facebook afterwards. He's got some machines, so he's got a big update. 499 super chat. Thank you very much, brother. Wednesday's the big day. The graphics are coming in from the 2 Pros and NBA Jam TE. So he's doing a really cool project. Like, he wanted to build his own home arcade. We know Arcade 1-Up's not going to do everything everybody wants. So he's done a bunch of modding stuff. So he's got
awesome.
NBA Jam T, accurate graphics, and I can't tell you about the pros, but I mean, there's only been one pro cabinet for Arcade 1-Up, so you can guess what it is. So Gaming for God, can't wait to see, man. Wednesday's the day. Wednesday's a big day for me too, Sean, because I unfortunately got into some stuff I shouldn't have got into this past week. I'm a big toy guy too, so I'm going to tell you about this. You're a big pop guy, right? Like, you collect the pop figures and stuff?
Sure do.
So I love retro toys. Not necessarily the old ones, but what I have a big problem with is if someone comes out with toys from my youth in the original packaging, I can't control myself. I'm buy. So one of the things I've avoided buying so far is they have these. Have you ever heard of G.I. Joe Classified? These like $30 toys that are like G.I. Joes. Are about 6 inches, really high detailed, come with a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I've managed to avoid buying them so far, not collect them, haven't got into them. And then the sons of bitches came out with a classic line of these with the original packaging for the 3.75 inch and all the classics painted like they were with new figures and stuff. So I went on a bit of a binge this past week and I bought a bunch of them. So what started was this one right here, because my daughter is Scarlet, named after, well, my wife thinks it's Scarlet from Gone with the Wind, but I named her after Scarlet from G.I. Joe. So I did the pre-order for Scarlet and Duke, and then I was like, well, might as well get them all. So then I also got Snake Eyes. I also got Destro. Pretty excited about that.
Nice. Yeah, man, there was just now were these on sale or no? Did these go on
No.
sale? I know there was a big sale that happened with some of these things, and I picked up a bunch of Diablo
I decided not to get those. And yeah, I see your Ritual Dello. Those Super 7 figures are incredible, but man, they're expensive. This is the one I bought. Destro.
Yeah, those are the ones I seen.
I bought Destro this past week, and it just went on sale for $5 off. P-Dubs, what's happening, brother?
You collect G.I. Joe figures?
Yeah, I'm G.I. Joe Twitch now.
You have no integrity.
No integrity.
Shotgun Sean, what's
up,
man?
buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
You don't have a show tonight? I thought you had a show tonight, no?
No, not tonight. It's Raw. It's the Raw after Mania. I just hopped on. I'm only going to be on for like 2 minutes.
That's right, dude. And speaking of, how did you enjoy the Wrestlemania?
Oh, I loved it.
It was incredible.
2 days, I thought it was great. So
I hit up Triple H on his comments, man, and I was like, you made me feel like a kid again. Like this WrestleMania really was one of the best ones I've seen in years. And from everything beginning to end, awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
It was one of those things where it's one of the first times in a long time I watched WrestleMania, and it didn't make me feel stupid for watching. You know what I mean? Like, there was nothing that made me upset or angry. I had fun watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like the old days, man. The good times before the PG era,
Yep.
Spoiler alert, the only thing I didn't really love, and I know why they did it, was in my mind, I 100% had everything fantasy booked, and I saw WrestleMania ending with The Rock in the ring, and then the glass shattering and Stone Cold hitting a stunner on him to take him out. And then when that moment showed up, and then the dong for the Undertaker went, I was like, cool, the Undertaker. How does this fucking make any sense?
Well, I thought Stone Cold might have came out after Taker. I thought that might have happened also. But man, I was just happy to see Taker come in there. That was great.
Yeah, that was. I mean, obviously, Stone Cold must not have been able to do it or declined to do it. Because that would have been the perfect way to go.
Yeah.
How many Manias did Rock and Austin headline together? At least 3.
They headlined 2 and worked at 3.
Yeah, so I mean that would have been a little bit better in my opinion, but I don't know. I'm sure people will ask Stone Cold on his next interviews, like, why wasn't it you? Why was it Undertaker?
Well, goddamn, son, I was at the burn drinking beers.
Good reason.
Yeah. So yeah, it was great.
Bruce
Yep.
O'Dell was waiting for Stone Cold also. Yeah, man,
So-
a lot before.
So, P-Dubs,
Hmm.
what do you want to talk about?
Oh, I'm only here for like a couple minutes. You guys can keep going. Whatever you were talking about.
We were mostly going back and looking at the history of the ALP, 4KP, what the experience has been like so far. Of course, to nobody's surprise, Adam's Family's been the biggest seller because it was first, it was cheapest, you couldn't change your pre-order, so that's been the biggest one out of the gates. People were saying, I'm waiting for a different theme. Attack from Mars came out. I thought that was going to sell a little bit better. I'm watching the plaques now as they go out to see how many people actually bought them. We looked at, one of the machines in process, the play. We talked about the lag on the Zen stuff and how, that's a bummer, man. It sucks.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, man, the other tables work great. I love Spooky. I like Gottlieb. I like all the other tables, but it's just the Snoopy and Adam's Family that is not giving me a great experience. But again, tables look beautiful. All the other tables work great. Doesn't make it a horrible cabinet. I'm happy with my purchase.
Yeah.
P-Dubs promote the tourneys. From Carl O.
Yeah, P-Dubs is running tournaments now, guys.
Yeah, we got if you guys want to hop on your Pinball FX on Steam, type in tournament ID 22T like Tom 0. 22T0 is the tournament ID. We're playing Twilight Zone this week on Pinball FX. Password is P-Dubs. If you guys want to participate in the tourney. We did the Thing. I actually have a Thing action figure I have to send out to the winner. Now we're doing the Twilight Zone. And also we're doing Kangaroo. So if you guys want to play Kangaroo on whatever system you have it on, CoinOps X, whatever, on one of your handhelds or whatever, just take a picture of your high score and post it in my Discord and all that kinds of stuff. So we're playing Kangaroo. Kangaroo's a great game. Shotgun Sean, you play Kangaroo, man?
I do not. I should definitely check it out, though.
Have you ever eaten kangaroo?
No, I don't ever want to eat kangaroo.
So we didn't talk about this much on Super Game Room Dudes this past week, P-Dubs, but I'm going to bring this up now because you're talking about tournaments. So AtGames have announced surprise tournaments, and we've got one coming up this Friday. What do you think this involves? Do you think this is just leaderboard stuff, or I want to see AtGames do something like Zen does. I would love to see them. I can go into my ALP or my ALP 4K and set up a tournament and invite friends to it the same way they do in Zen. Do you think we might see something like that, or is this just some kind of online thing, or maybe some kind of show-led thing like they did in the past with ArcadeNet?
I don't know. I mean, they have the flipper there, so it's got to be a pinball tournament, in my opinion.
So just leaderboard type tournament? That's what you're thinking?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, that's why they have, it's got that little icon there on the 12th. Surprise tournament announcement. And they have the flipper and the ball. So my guess is they're going to pick a game and say, hey, everybody. Oh, wait a minute. Probably, is the Attack from Mars set to be released?
Attack from Mars, people are going to be able to play it who have the Attack from Mars machine, but it's not going to be available till next month, I think it was, Sean, right?
Yeah.
I was wondering if maybe, because I see the Attack from Mars the day before, if they were just going to do Attack from Mars, the game, after that, but...
That's when the, I don't know, Sean explained it to me, but there's a custom UI for people who actually own the machine. Each machine's going to have its own UI.
Oh, I gotcha.
A custom thing to show, you have that machine.
Oh, they're talking the opening splash screen and stuff.
Yeah.
When you turn on the Adams Family, plays a cool
that dedicated. Yeah.
It's a cool little Adams Family.
It is,
intro.
man.
I actually enjoy hearing. You know what I do really dislike though is that default menu music that's on the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K. You know what I'm talking about, Shotgun Shot? When you turn on the machine, and you hear just when you turn on the machine and just leave it on, and you hear that weird, it's this elevator type music with this crackling in the speakers. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's just whatever that music is when you turn on your machine, guys. You guys out there who have a 4K, you know what it is.
Because I changed my background music. I don't know if that's what you were talking about.
No, well, the default music is terrible. So yeah, I got to change it.
That's why. Yeah, that's why I don't remember it, because I changed it as soon as I got it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you saw Evil Genius Entertainment's video that he did on the Gottlieb tables, but one of the things that he brought up that was an area for improvement for him was on the tables that don't have a DMD, they just do this speaker graphic with Gottlieb across it.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't like that. I think it would be good for a splash screen and stuff like this. And then he came out with the craziest suggestion ever. He was like, you should be able to put a picture of your family in it. I was like, what?
Oh,
No.
Why would you want to find portrait
No,
to put a
I
picture of your
wouldn't.
family?
Was that the video with the ridiculous thumbnail where he's screaming at the camera going, I love it?
No. This is the newest one he did on the Gottlieb packs.
Oh, come on. That was a funny thumbnail that he did. That was hilarious.
I love it.
I love it.
What is it reminds me of one of my favorite Christmas movies. You ever see Scrooge?
Of course.
Yeah.
And they always do the commercials where it's always like Ice GTV Yule, as in Yule holidays. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. So a couple of the Gottlieb games, because I've been finally having a chance to play through all 22. Many of the games, the tables look really nice and clear on the Gottlieb packs.
Yeah.
But then there's a couple of tables that just still look all fuzzy and blurry, like Victory, the racing game. Like it looks like a pixelated mess, you know what I mean? And you compare that to like Wipeout or Gladiator, where it's all bright and beautiful and crystal clear looking, you know what I mean? Like even Genie, probably like one of the oldest games on there, and Central Park look better than Victory, you know what I mean? That it's just so.
Did you see Bone Busters?
So what's interesting about Bone Busters is Bone Busters on the Toy Shock, because keep in mind, guys, these are just Android ports of these games. The Android port of Bone Busters that was on the Toy Shock, it's pretty much almost the same Android port that they put on the high-def version of the AtGames. That version was very, very flat looking. Like very, very, like you could hardly tell. Like, is the ball above this?
Oh, on the Toy Shock.
I'm talking about on both the Toy Shock and the ALP HD.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
You like the ball would be like traveling north and south down like the side rails, and you're like, is it on top of the plastic? Is it underneath? Like, there was really no depth to that table. On the 4K version, with the graphics being clearer, more cleaned up, you can kind of actually see much better where the ball is going on Bone Busters. So Bone Busters looks better. Still, for some reason, it's just an annoying game to play to me. But it's nice to see that a lot of the Gottlieb games actually look much better now than they did before.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still a few that, the back glasses look like a blurry mess, and the tables don't look so good. So hopefully it's stuff that they can fine tune as they go. But overall,
why would the back glasses look bad? Because the back glass is just regular HD. They could have just ported over the HD back glasses.
Yeah, but the images that they went with just aren't the best. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, I know they took some extra time to cook it to make the experience a little bit better.
Yeah.
I still say there's updates coming on these. I hate it. They should be perfect when they come out, but give it time. Yeah. It'll be cooked.
Yep.
But you have to admit, though, the DMDs on a lot of the games that are the Gottlieb DMD games, the ones that actually utilize a DMD, like Gophers and stuff like that, the DMDs look really good. Like, they did a good job separating those out.
Are you sure you wouldn't prefer a picture of your family there?
No, I don't want a picture of my family.
Picture of my family. Splash screen. There's me and Louise at Niagara Falls.
Like, no.
I'm okay with it. I thought it was okay that, like, on the is it the Taito games? Yeah, like on the Taito games. If you guys remember, the Taito games are set up in more of a EM style, where they have the back glass with the little roller bar as your scoreboard on some of the old Taito games.
Yeah.
So there's no DMD, right? And what they did is whatever your score is on that roller bar, they just duplicated it on the DMD on those Taito games. And to me, that was fine. That way I didn't have to look all the way up to the top right corner of the screen to see what my score was during gameplay. just do a quick little eye glance at the DMD. So I like that. Maybe they should do that. But then again, they put a cool looking Gottlieb. It's a Gottlieb logo when it's not being used.
Yeah.
It looks okay.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No complaints with that.
Yeah.
This is all vaporware to me. I still don't have my machine, so I'm listening to you guys. You tell me what it's like. Just all vaporware to me.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one who thought of that picture
so
of my family.
So the title of your stream should have been "What Everybody Else Thinks of the AtGames Legends Pinball."
No. I didn't talk about the gameplay. I talked about the way it looks. I talked about the game selection. Yeah.
Those the attack from Mars that people are receiving, they look really nice.
Oh yeah, do they ever?
Yeah. I just saw another new picture that a guy posted on Reddit today, and he must have like one of those newer iPhone cameras that have a much better camera than like everyone else, because it looked pretty cool. It looked pretty cool. They did a good job on that one.
Yeah, Michael B showed footage earlier. There was nice gameplay. It looked great, man. Looked really damn good. That's a nice topper too.
Oh, the topper is incredible. Yeah. They did send out release notes, because people are getting them, and they said, there's lag. It's going to be lag. So I think this is an ongoing thing now for every Zen release. I mean, it's going to come out until they figure out how to get rid of the lag overall. Like every Zen release, it's just going to be something about up front. So, I mean, it's a bummer, but they know about it. They're open about it, and they're working on it. So hopefully at some point they get it figured out. I do know Adam's Family is a little bit tougher to get figured out than the rest of them. So I think the rest of them will get to a point where it's going to be really good. Adam's Family, I'm interested to see how good that'll get.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who noticed Victory looks really bad.
I gotta see. What pack was that on? Do you know?
I have all 4 packs. I don't know.
I got 1 and 3. I don't know if that was on there.
So this is interesting. When you say cut off, are you talking about the backglass images being cut off or the tables being cut off? The problem with Gottlieb Pinball is some of those Gottlieb games were older wide-body machines, like the big-ass pinball machines. And you're trying to condense and shrink those down to a 32-inch screen. And they're going to look a little funny. Like when you play Genie or Haunted House, because those were big-ass, gigantic, wide-body pinball machines, and you're trying to fit them into a 16:9 image. Of course, the table's still going to look a little bit squished because of the picture it's on, and then also because it's a bigger machine and it's technically a much larger play field. Well, now your pinball's got to be made a lot smaller compared to like if you play Gladiator or Wipeout or one of the other games. So like you play like some of these Gottlieb games and you're like, wait a minute, why is the ball so tiny on this particular game? Well, that's because this was an old gigantic pinball machine, not a standard size pinball machine, and they're trying to just get everything sized appropriately. Haunted House, actually, even though the ball is small, looks really good. I liked all the aprons that, like now we actually have most of the aprons on the Gottliebs that were cut off before. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with the Gottlieb packs. There's just a few things that need fine tuning.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question I really can't answer. I don't really know. One of you guys could probably tell me. What is the difference between the standards and the collector's edition? I think the collector's editions are really just going to be different versions. So the standard is going to be Adam's Family. So that's the one probably going to be at retail. Probably going to be
Dinosaur Dynasty.
Oh, and Dinosaur Dynasty is a retail one too. The other ones are special order ones. So like Attack from Mars, Snoopy, and Star Trek. They're collector's edition ones. I think it's the exact same table. The big difference is going to be the theme of the table, and also it's going to have a unique UI. Or that splash screen and stuff. I think that's really the only difference.
It is. Yep.
It'll be funny if people are like, yes, it finally made its way to Sam's Club, and they only ordered 5,000 Dinosaur Dynasty machines.
Yep. You know what's wacky? Like I asked this. Rascal says collector's editions are limited to 5,000 units.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing.
Whereas Dinosaur Dynasty and Adam's Family, they might make 10, 20, 30,000 of those, depending on how well they sell. But Dinosaur Dynasty, how well is that one going to sell? I don't know, man. So we'll see. But
You know what's
Just
funny?
sound like me, Dubs. I was saying the same thing before.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I don't know how much interest there would be in that for people in our space. I don't know how it's going to do at retail. Like, how many people are going to go into Sam's Club and be like, "Oh, pinball table with dinosaurs on it, cool." I don't know how that's going to work, but we're getting an update later this month. It'll be interesting to see where it goes to retail, how much it's going to cost. Right now, that is actually the lowest option in the poll. Only 15% are waiting for a retail option, which is surprising because I did hear a lot of people in the community say, I'll wait for it to show up at Sam's. I think what they really mean by a wait for it will show up at Sam's, a lot of people who have AL PhDs bought them at Sam's when they went on like really, really low prices.
yeah, I think a lot of people are hoping that these things end up at
$500 at Sam's. I don't
at
think
a
so.
Sam's Club, and that Sam's Club will clearance them out quickly, and they'll, instead of spending $1,500 on these things, they'll be getting them for $700-800 or whatever. I think that's what some people are hoping for, but can't guarantee that'll happen. But
We talked about this earlier. There's a comfort zone, it seems like, what people are willing to spend in the home arcade space. And anytime you say a number over 500, it seems like people are, a little, I don't know what the term is, a little anxious or turned off by the fact that something's more than a $500. Doesn't matter what it does. It's just the fact that I'm used to spending X amount of dollar in home arcade. That's all I'm going to spend.
well, that's because this hobby, when it started, like when this hobby blew up in 2018, 2019, the average was 300, and then premium, like an AtGames Legends Ultimate, if you want to call it premium just because it did more stuff, was like $500, right?
Mhm.
550. And then COVID happened, everything else happened, and now guys, this is not the $300 to $500 hobby anymore, and a lot of people are still wishing it was. So
Yeah.
a lot of people are just being priced out of the hobby, which kind of sucks. But I mean, nowadays, guys, this is going to be the $500 to $1,000 hobby minimum for these products.
That's why a lot of us are buying other things like G.I. Joe Classifieds.
Yep.
Anyways, all kidding aside here. So, there was a really good comment here from Sandman. I looked at this earlier because I installed my arcade control panel and got my PC back up and running on my AL PhD there the other day. And, the new one has black legs, and I'm fine with that because the stern legs were black. So the same as there. But I thought about this the other day too, and I don't know if AtGames would consider doing this in the future. But these actual protective rails they have around the machine, you see how they're black? Why'd they never do what Arcade 1-Up did and do like a chrome on those? Like all chrome for the gear and stuff like that. I think I would actually prefer that to the black railings and stuff around the glass.
Oh no, I got the black Bailey Williams legs on mine, and
So
they
do
look
I.
Good. They look good.
Well, you have Bally Williams? I thought they were Stern Sega.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Stern Sega. That's what I got. Sorry.
Yeah.
I bought him, and then you copied off me. I remember.
I did. I even mentioned it in my video.
But yeah, no, the rails around the machine and the legs that come with the machine are pretty much the same that came with the HD, just a little bit taller, right? Slightly taller.
Mhm.
So the build quality on those is still not the best. Like if you run your finger or touch the rails and then you touch like a real pinball machine rails or legs, like I don't know who's going to be caressing their pinball machine that way. Maybe late at night when you're all alone, but if you could definitely feel the difference in quality. Like they're definitely cheaper, more prone to scratching or breaking and stuff like that.
So, Atul wrote me earlier, and he was very honored by his mention on Super Game Room Dudes this past Friday. When we talked about it, he was honored when he was mentioned on Super Game Room Dudes this past Friday.
We
he was
we
very
talk
excited.
about him all the time.
I know. I guess he doesn't tune in every episode,
But
but
what did we say about him this time?
something about him going to the movies with his mom or something. I don't know.
Oh,
No, we talked about a tool. We talked about a tool and how he picked up the ALP 4KP, and he's having a ton of fun playing OTG on it and stuff like that, learning it and experience he's having.
Yeah. Well, if you're honored, we're honored. You were honored.
Your Honor.
You're honored.
Greaser, nobody blames you, P-Dubs, for caressing that labyrinth machine.
Yeah.
It's the stuff that he does
all right.
with it afterwards that we got to worry about.
Hey, Sean, do me a favor. You see on the screen, there's that little cogwheel for settings.
Yeah.
Click on that, and then where it says go to video.
Yeah.
And then under video where it says mirror my camera, turn that off. Look at that! Now he's in the right way.
Yeah, you were backwards the whole time. You had your camera
I know, it feels weird.
It only took 1 hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah,
I know.
We got it fixed. We got it
okay,
fixed.
really quickly, I did say we'd talk about the other news really quickly.
What news?
There's other news that people wanted to talk about. You know those Arcade 1-Up people, they get mad if you don't talk about it.
They get angry if you don't talk
They get
about
angry.
Arcade 1-Up. You only spent 5 minutes on Arcade 1-Up.
Anyways,
What?
Very-
Really, Rascal? It is? It was driving people crazy? Come on.
It was. It was driving me crazy.
so really quickly before you guys got to go, I know I got to get to bed because I got that radio interview tomorrow morning. Yep, 7:20 prime
Did you hear
time.
that, Sean? Did you hear
He's gotta
that
be on the
shameless
radio.
plug? Did you hear that plug? He's all like casually. I got a radio interview in the morning, guys. I got to go to bed. I got to get my beauty sleep. I got to look good for the radio.
Oh, it's actually going to be on TV too. They do the radio
No.
show and it's televised.
That's awesome.
All right. So what is the news?
Golden Tea.
What about it?
It's confirmed. It's coming out. Are we all excited about Golden Tea Deluxe?
Wasn't it confirmed 2 weeks ago?
No. Last week the FCC information came out. Nebraska Furniture Mart put it up, so now it's validated.
You guys could talk about it.
Look,
I'm good on that one.
yeah.
I don't even have. I wasn't a fan of the 1-Up of that when it originally released. I did play it on the AtGames, but
Yeah.
It's super cool for those people willing to upgrade to a deluxe who don't have the XL or don't want an XL, and it's super cool for the people that missed out on it from the earlier waves, people that started collecting stuff later on. Like I just mentioned, like the G.I. Joe classified stuff. I'm going to keep popping this, but I just started buying them, and I missed out on some. So you guys know who Nick Madsen is? Have you ever heard of him?
Nope.
From the community? You don't know Nick Madsen.
I'm not friends with Nick Madsen. I don't know who that is.
He doesn't like you either, by the way. I think you're the worst.
I don't give a shit.
Anyways, my buddy Nick Madsen, he actually he's doing me a solid, and he's picking me up some that are no longer available here in Canada. So he got me Baroness and Storm Shadow. He's sending them to me. So some people want to get these things outside of this group. So outside of this availability. So it's the same thing with this.
Wait,
we missed
I thought
out
we
on
were
Golden
talking. I thought we were talking about Golden Tea. Now we're talking about G.I. Joe.
I'm explaining how, even though I got into the hobby late, I wanted stuff that's no longer available. So that's why it's cool for people that maybe got into Arcade 1-Up late, missed out on the original Golden Tea. Now this is exciting news for them. We have to be cognizant of the fact that not everybody is old and, tired and frustrated about Arcade 1-Up. We also have to be cognizant that some people are still excited, really excited for this stuff.
Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah, we were actually talking about that a week or two on Super Game Room Dudes. Is the fact that despite that, a lot of us have been around here for 5 years or so. And yeah, we have like newer content creators who've only been making content a year or two, and they're still in that super excited phase. But a lot of us have been in this hobby for 5 years. A lot of us have seen the same games, same SKUs, same skins released time and time again. A lot of us have that burnout factor, right? Burnout factor. But also, it's important to note that Arcade 1-Up is still growing as a brand, because take a look at like every day their groups grow, their Facebook grows, their Reddit grows. You know what I mean? People are still clicking on our videos when we talk about them. There's still interest there. Is it as growing as fast as it was back between 2018 and 2021? No, it's not growing as fast. Less Google clicks if you actually do the Google searches. But whatchamacallit, it's still, people are still discovering Arcade 1-Up for the first time. And Hell, their Reddit has like 45,000 people on it, and that they don't
Wow.
like. You can't. They don't. Those are all organic growth. They don't fake their numbers. They can't do that. So, the fact that people are still tuning in, they're like, "Hey guys, I just picked up my first one up," and when they discover it, what happens, Mike? They become us from 5 years ago when we were trolling Facebook Marketplace looking for getting the ones secondhand really cheap, right? Like I got my Final Fight. I paid like $120 for it when I got Final Fight. I bought it used.
I got my Rampage used for $200, and I didn't know anything. I was just so excited to get it. And everybody was like,
Yeah.
"Do you realize how hard it is to find a Rampage now?"
I got my Space Invaders used for like $7,500, something like that. Like a lot of people are discovering Arcade One Up for the first time, buying their first couple cabinets, and then they're going and picking up whatever ones they can, as cheaply as they can, however they can, and then they turn around, they're building their game rooms. So I do agree with you, Mike, that yes, we should probably remember that even though we've been around for a long time, some of these people are discovering these products for the first time. And we might come off as jaded, grumpy,
bitter, probably haven't had sex with a woman in a while,
burnt out content creators, when maybe we should still be happy about and appreciative of the fact that people are tuning into our stuff.
Exactly. So there's nothing wrong with going over the details and like treating it as if it's deserves the attention it deserves. We can still say this is not something I'm interested in. Totally fine, but I think we gotta do a better job of not letting that get in the way of us talking about the product.
Yeah. I mean, look at Shotgun Sean. He's still got a bunch of Arcade One-Ups behind him.
Yeah,
Holy
dude.
shit! Look at that row.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6.
Yeah, and I still got people are like, they don't like Arcade One-Up anywhere. I still have like 12 Arcade One-Ups in my house. That's a good amount in my opinion. It's much better than back in the day when I had
30 plus.
I had 30 plus. I had a lot, guys.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
My garage was full of them. My house, multiple rooms in my house. It was bad. And now I'm down to 12. And that seems like a reasonable, healthy amount.
There you go. Yeah.
They're all in my loft. And there's none outside of my loft. They're all in the loft.
Yeah, it got to be a bit of a problem when it got every room in the house. Like my wife would be like, "Hey, it's romance time," and I'd be like, "Hold on, I'm almost done Punisher."
So for me, I'm at that point. For me to actually buy an Arcade One-Up, I would only buy an Arcade One-Up for 2 reasons at this point. Number one, there's a really cool mod project that I would love to do to it, right? Like I'm actually thinking about picking up that Street Fighter Deluxe that everyone else has been buying.
Great cab. Yeah.
Because of that dynamo shape, and because you could use that for so many different custom arcade mods,
and you can soft mod it too, right?
And you can soft mod it. So being inspired by She Lion, being inspired by 19K Fox, what they've done, I'm actually thinking about picking one of those up just to mod it into something that could have been dynamo shaped from back when we were younger, right?
Or you know what a really good idea is?
What?
Picking up a bunch of them, modding them, and then selling them. Just like the old days with the Raspberry Pi mod.
That's what I used to do before I had a YouTube channel. I was building and selling the ETA Prime Raspberry Pi mod. Yeah. And people were buying those things up, guys. I was selling those on Facebook. Back then, I was selling them on Facebook Marketplace for like $600-700. And people were buying them. Nowadays, I see listings on it's the same freaking mod, and people are charging like $900-1,000. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money. But either way, so that's one reason why I would buy an Arcade One-Up nowadays, is because there's a cool mod I want to do to it. The other reason is I'm hoping they come out with something new I haven't seen yet that would be fun to play around with,
I'm still waiting on XLs. Like I don't think we're gonna get them here in Canada. I've lost pretty much all hope. But if they do still come out, I'll figure out a way. Like I want a Star Wars. We'll see where it goes.
So like buying Golden Tee again doesn't excite me, but if they announced a new game, that would excite me, right?
Yep.
So,
what if it was Golden Tee with an X-Men 97 skin?
Great, perfect.
In Happy Gilmore 2 is coming out. Perfect.
Yes.
X-Men 97.
It needs that skin. It needs a Happy Gilmore skin.
So anyways, that's the Arcade One-Up news. Golden Tee Deluxe looks to be confirmed. Really exciting for the people coming out. I know a lot of people are super excited about that, track and field stool coming out. Guys, don't get too excited about that. I don't think there's much value to that, and I'm not being a doomer boomer here. I'm just telling you, you can't take like a stool selling on Walmart from like some weird seller to mean the cab's coming out. We've seen much more proof in the past. I mean, we've seen physical machines built of Double Dragon, of Tapper, of other things that never make it to retail. So just because you see a stool posting, don't mean shit. Don't get too excited about that. Wait, June seems to be the time Arcade 1UP will announce whatever they're going to announce. We'll go from there.
You remember the Sonic cab? Sonic cab that got leaked? Yeah, that one. I remember that one.
It's best they didn't release that. What a piece of shit. Who thought that was a good idea?
He said stool and I appear. That's great. Chris.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're not going to spill Justin's private life, but I thought Justin was going to take a break and come back. But based upon some of the recent things he said to me, guys, I think he's done. You know, like he's actually been selling off his cameras, his microphones, his streaming equipment. So, you know, when you get to that point where you're getting rid of like the things you need to make all this magic happen before your eyes on the internet, that sounds to me like he's done. So yeah, I don't think Justin's coming back, guys.
Remember the Virtual Fighter cab that got leaked? I don't remember that. Why
yeah, I remember that because I made that damn video because I got suckered into it. I think that's why MG's bringing it up. We've told this story a bunch. Someone photoshopped an Arcade 1UP Virtual Fighter. They posted it on Reddit. To troll the community. I saw the post on Reddit.
Man. I made a
video. I was like, Arcade 1UP is coming out with Virtual Fighter. Let's get hyped. Woo! And it was fake news, and I had to delete my video.
See, I would have just left it up. I did a video one time on Arcade 1UP Pinball version 2.0, and then like minutes later, people wrote me and was like, "You're an idiot." I left the video up. I don't care.
Are they making another SKU of Arcade 1UP Pinball? And they're like, no, they're not. Oh no, the Mortal Kombat one you just did with the little red Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah. So I didn't know.
Why didn't you delete that video, Mike?
Why would I delete it? I left it up there and I was like, oh guys, the first thing I say in the video is this might be nothing. It might just be the classic app. I literally said it in the video.
But
why would I delete it?
But they proved it.
I said it in the video with probably nothing. Why would I delete it? Does that mean I don't have integrity?
No integrity.
No.
Integrity.
Virtual Fighter confirmed. There we go.
You
heard it here.
I would have deleted it.
That's you. Sean. That's not me. I mean, I went through the trouble of putting it up. I'm going to leave it there. I don't give a shit.
So did you hype up their big stream tomorrow?
Whose stream?
Shotgun Sean and Rascal. They're having a big stream.
Yeah, I gave them a chance to sell it at the beginning of the show.
Beginning of the show, yep.
Well, Mike, it's been 2 hours. I doubt the people here now were the same people that were here 2 hours ago.
P-Dubs, you don't know that. My fans are loyal.
How many of you people have been here since the beginning? Let us know in the live chat.
MG's been here since yesterday. I was talking to MG in the chat yesterday.
Rascal's popping up.
Don't you dare lie in the live
Jason's
chat, you naughty
Rascal's,
lighters.
Sean, throw it up again. Throw it up again for the people that weren't here in the beginning.
He did.
Tell them all about it. Your big stream.
He did. But yes, tomorrow, big stream. 1,000 subscribers, a lot of giveaways. And P-Dubs, I think you even added something, didn't you, buddy?
Yeah, this New Wave Toys Berserk cab that they sent me to review. I'll be giving that away on your show. So.
Awesome.
Did you get your review done?
Yeah, the review's done. I just got to publish it. Oh, but that's not, excuse me, guys, that's not what I'm keeping. So I donated it to the giveaway cause.
Thanks,
man.
Man.
So you're not keeping it in your wall collection?
No.
No, he's
that
not.
doesn't mean it's getting a bad review, Mike. It just means I'm not.
No, I'm not taking anything from that.
So yeah, no, Mike. I care about other people and pay forward to others. Unlike other people who just want free stuff. Gimme. You know what I mean, Mike?
No integrity.
So. MG. Oh, I gotta love MG. But yeah, guys, tomorrow there's a lot of stuff being given away. We hit 1,000 subs, and there's gonna be countercades. There's a Killer Instinct 1UP. There's a Big Blue. There is was it Wallcade There is a Bobby Sarah build.
What's a wallcade?
What is it called? The ones that you just put on the partycade. Yeah, those.
You have a party. It probably
It's a
should have been called a
party,
wallcade, but it's a partycade.
Yeah. But yeah, partycade. What else? We have OLED Switch. That's being given
dope.
away.
Yeah.
That's going to be given away also. Yeah, there's a few.
Well, shit,
other things, man.
I'm keeping my Berserk then if you're giving away all that other shit.
Hey, no.
So yeah, Berserk. Actually, I got an email from New Wave Toys earlier today. That's a little bit more news too. Berserk and Frenzy are going to become available for order. I think it's 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. So go check it out. P-Dubs, you're going to have a review up in the next couple days. You got all your stuff filmed, right? You just said that. And you're going to be giving away your Berserk cab during their stream tomorrow night. I know She Lion, she got her cab super early because of her location, so her review came out a couple days ago. Go check out all the reviews on the Berserk and Frenzy cabs. And of course, the people who pre-order them, they've got videos out too. Go watch all the content on that and decide if you want to pick up Berserk or Frenzy tomorrow when they go live. So a little bit of New Wave Toys news. Other than that, I think that's everything, guys.
I've had the Berserk since Friday, so I've had it a few days.
Nice.
Yeah,
guys. Hope to see you all tomorrow, 9 p.m. on Rascals Gaming and Guitar Gear.
And as P-Dubs has laid the gauntlet down, from now on, whenever anybody gets anything for review, they have to give it away afterwards. Because if not, you're a piece of shit. Because that's what he said. He said.
I don't have the nostalgia for Berserk that I'm like, I need to keep this.
You're not a want to get them all with the New Wave Toys replicates?
No, like I'm cool. Like I do it, guys. I have a ton of them, but I don't need to hold on to that one. Like if I had the nostalgia for that game, I'd be all for it. But like when it comes,
if they sent you a Frenzy, would you have kept the Frenzy?
I probably would have kept the Frenzy
because of the Survivor Series, right?
Oh man, I was, as much as I appreciate it when a company emails you and says, "Hey, we're going to send you a product. Could you do us a favor and film a review video for it and tell us what you think of the product?" When I was reading it, I was like, "Which one is it? Which one is it?" And then I got to the part of the email where they said it was Berserk. I was like, "Nuts, man!" I was Frenzy.
I'm excited for Berserk, and it comes from that movie I keep telling people about, the documentary Chasing Ghosts. They go to the two guys that were the world record holders in Berserk, and they had this huge fight where the guy walks into the restaurant while he's there with a girl and goes, "Guess what? You no longer have the record."
Yeah. That's okay. I'm the only one that has a distressed New Wave Toys 1942 lowboy cabinet.
That's true.
Do you know why No. Mike, you don't even know what I'm saying. New Wave Toys, the 1/6 one.
Oh, that's right. Okay, go ahead.
I have the world's only distressed one.
Why is that?
Because it fell onto the tile floor.
Ooh.
Bang! And now it's broken. My 1942 is broken.
Sean, is your guys' show set up for tomorrow night?
Is it Rascal? You still here?
Jason put the link in the chat.
Okay, Jason put the link in the chat earlier.
There he is.
Yeah,
there you go.
The link. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the link, guys, for anybody who wants to
tune in tomorrow and win some shit.
Yes, exactly. It's going to be a
honestly one of the funnest, most laid back, enjoyable streams in the gaming space. You're going to tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And it's going to go on till like 4 in the morning.
No,
you don't know.
Will not. Those days are over. It will go on until latest 11.
You wake up the next morning, they're still talking. Rascal's doing guitar riffs.
Yep.
He explained why Rascal changed the show to Rascal's Gaming Guitar Gear. So I'm changing my channel name to Michael B. Toys, Horror Movies, Burgers.
Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh, thanks, MG. Appreciate
He's
it. Appreciate
waiting for the stream to end to make thumbnail. He doesn't have multiple screens.
Yes.
What do you mean? Why is he waiting for our show to end? Or this show to end?
I don't know.
He's probably watching this and he doesn't want to make a thumbnail at the same time. So
that's nice.
That's what I'm guessing.
I got you.
Not like these YouTubers like P-Dubs who just listen in the background being like, what did motherfucker say about me?
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm just eager to get back downstairs and go rewind and catch up on Raw. So
am I, man. I can't wait to see it too.
Cody didn't get a custom title. He just came out with the regular title. I was hoping he'd come out with the Winged Eagle, like his new version of it, like how he brought back the IC title.
Who's to
back
say
in the
they
day.
don't do that in the future?
His
You know what I
mask
mean?
was
That's
badass, though. That was really cool.
That was made by the same guy who made all Bray Wyatt's gear, eh?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the same artist that Bray Wyatt worked on for the Fiend mask actually made Cody's gear. I saw that earlier on.
Well, he put the side plates on the belt, so the American Eagle skull.
Oh,
the
incredible!
American Nightmare
Yeah.
skull looks great on that belt. So.
Damian Priest's side plates were a little bit lacking. I always question when someone's signature is just their name, such as Damian Priest, written in Street Fighter font.
Still can't believe that last night with him too.
Oh, I love that. Love that.
It was crazy. With Seth looking, looked happy that Drew got it and Drew lost it in 5 minutes.
I
was
love
great.
I love the way they did that because some of the stuff they did, man, is such long-term storytelling, which you don't see in wrestling. And like they were really praising up Roman Reigns, and like it's hard because as a WWE fan, like we had Roman like shoved in our face so long under the Vince era that it's hard to give him a lot of the credit that he's due, but he did overcome. And like honestly, some of the stuff they did was long-term storytelling. Like you think about what happened in that match, like the way they came up with Drew McIntyre hating CM Punk so much, being such a hater that it ended up costing him his own title. Beautiful. What a great way to start the show. And then going to the main event where it was Seth in the ring, wearing the Shield gear, and Roman had a choice to hit either Cody or Seth with the chair. He chose revenge over the Shield stuff instead of hitting Cody to win the belt. And like it goes back a couple months ago, Seth said in a promo specifically to Cody, he said, "I have a unique ability to be a shield for you in this cause." And like that's what he was talking about. He was talking about that mind game of giving Roman that opportunity for revenge. Like so much cool shit they did with this. Like to me, this is what wrestling should be. I loved pro wrestling after last night, but like for the longest time, it was just like it was a torture to watch. Like I think what really turned me off WWE for a long time was that Rumble when it might have been the Rumble Roman won. I'm not 100% sure, but it was the one where Big Show and Kane just started eliminating everybody. Came out and eliminated everybody to. I was just like, this is torture to watch. This is not enjoyable. Like, you are not creating the emotions from the fans you think you are by doing this. You are basically shitting on everybody. And finally, and we heard that the previous owner of the WWE does in fact like shitting on people, so it's not surprising. But now we're at a point where this is fun. I like what Triple H is doing. I like what the company's doing. Man. Made me very happy to be a wrestling fan again last night for the first time in a long time.
100%.
Me too. All right, guys, I'm going to go watch the show. Thanks for letting me come on for just a couple of minutes.
Did we have a choice? I don't know.
No.
P-Dubs does what P-Dubs wants.
Yeah.
You've probably heard of me.
Great seeing you, buddy.
All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow for your big stream.
All right, man.
Hold on. Before you go, because we all got to sign off together, you just can't leave early. What are you, like Carl? Just leave, come and go as you please?
I would never do something like that.
Come back here, you son of a bitch. Come back.
All right, let's go. End the show, Mike. Let's go.
All
People want to go.
Before we go, no one wants to go. We're here. We're having a good time. I'm going 5 hours like Sean and them.
Oh my God.
No, I got to go to bed because I have a radio interview tomorrow.
I know you have a radio interview tomorrow, but when you're talking about Vince McMahon, for some reason, when that story came out, it reminded me of that scene in Not Another Teen Movie. You know what I'm talking about?
I've never seen that one.
I've seen it a long time ago, and I forget it.
When the one guy's like, "What? I'm shocked. I'm appalled. Nobody's ever taken a dump on your chest."
Oh, that. Yes. That part.
Would you be that guy? Part. Would you be that guy?
That part.
I'd be honored.
Yes.
Guys,
I remember that now.
Before we go, I do want to say a special thanks. Thank you, P-Dubs, for jumping on, joining us for the last little bit.
Give us a thumbs up on the way out. And as always, my dudes, thank you for subscribing.
before we go, I do want to say once again, thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate you just coming on and hanging out.
Thanks, man.
I love the feel of your guys' show, and I wanted to have relaxed, fun discussion like that tonight. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, man.
I've got a face for radio. I feel like Rocky Dennis now.
Yeah, man.
Anyways,
I had fun though. Thank you.
Guys, go check out Sean, him and Rascals Gaming, guitar, television repair, freezer maintenance, whatever else his channel is now.
Yes.
Go check out Rascal too. Rascal's an awesome guy. They have a great show. Go check them out. Thank you for hanging out with us. This has been a fun look back at the ALP4KP and what we hope is coming in the future. And we even got to cover a little bit of news, and I got to say the F word about 6 times, which is a big high for me on my own channel. Anyways, good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.
That button.